and welcome aboard to the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Here from Gene Cox Stadium, a beautiful fall evening here, the last football game here in the Big Bend that will take place in October. We'll turn the calendars next week for the final week of the regular season, but we've got a big matchup for you here in Week 10, the old rivalry matchup between two big 7A schools, the Leon Lions and the Chiles Timberwolves. So no love lost between these two squads. They lost Lincoln out of the district, but these two are still up in 7A. This is a district affair. This is a rivalry affair. This is for city bragging rights. And so you know it's going to be an intense matchup here between these two teams. So we look at it coming into this one. Chiles Timberwolves are the de facto visitors from the north side, coming in at 3-5 so far this season. And on the other side, you have the Leon Lions, the home side. Senior night for the band this week, of course, because of so many band members and so many senior football players, they're going to split it. Band gets senior night this week, and next week at home for the season finale versus St. John Paul II. They will have the football players, but here tonight, a big matchup here for the Leon Lions, coming in at 1-6 here. Like we said, looking for some local bragging rights on this one. So the Chiles Timberwolves still with an outside chance here at the playoffs. Of course, an opportunity to get into a three-way tie for the district lead here if they win, and they'll also be scoreboard watching to see if Forest can upset Buchholz. So a little bit of an interesting plot there. And, of course, still an at-large bid on the line here for the Timberwolves with an opportunity to advance into the playoffs. Of course, in 7A Region 1, they'll take the top 8 teams. Currently, Chiles sitting at 11th. So a little bit of ground to make up here for Chiles in order to get into the playoff picture, but they would need a win this week and next week to try and make that climb, but it is still on the table for the Leon Lions. They are basically mathematically eliminated, but this is why you play football, up against your rival, an opportunity to play spoiler and end the season strong here. So we're looking for an intense battle. Of course, the Chiles Timberwolves, led by Kevin Pettis here. And on the other side for the Leon Lions, it's Coach Garrett Jan. And so some of the players to watch on the other side for the Chiles Timberwolves, you got to look at the Jones bros. It's going to be Trey Jones, number 1, and Jalen Jones, number 25. It's a speed back, power back situation. Chiles is going to run what is a de facto flex bone formation. Typically, they'll bounce out, they'll run a couple 3 wide receiver sets, and you'll see some variations getting into the mix here. But, of course, it's going to be a largely run-based offense here. So the Jones bros, Trey and Jalen, you will see a lot of them. Under center, we're going to have the junior quarterback, Trey Hartung, and he's going to be barking signals and making sure everybody's organized. And you'll see him sling the rock a little bit as well. But it's going to be a great matchup here tonight. Those are the guys on offense you can look for going forward this evening. On the other side of things, for the defense, of course, the star led by Jaquez Dickey, the senior middle linebacker, is going to get things rolling here for Chiles. Number 2, he's going to be the quarterback of the defense, the enforcer, the tackle machine, and Leon will have to go through him and his linebacking core in order to try to be successful here. So it'll be an interesting battle to see how they do and how things progress out here this evening. Of course, on the other side, some of the players to watch here for the Leon Lions. Centel Deshazier, of course, the star running back, the junior, who also played quarterback last week as he stepped into those duties. We've been told it was an injured Freeman that he substituted in for. Also, good running back is Alexander Barnes. A couple touchdowns on the year for him. Like we talked about, Deshazier coming into this one with 5 rushing touchdowns already on the ground here so far. And so we expect him to be doing the majority of the damage here for the Leon Lions. They're also going to be a ground-based attack. We'll have a similar to look to what the Chiles Timberwolves have, at least from the last couple games that we've seen between these two teams. So it should be a fun one out here tonight between two teams who are going to love to run the football here. And so this should be one of those quick, speedy games that we see out here tonight. This is not going to be one that stretches into the wee hours of the morning, and you are not going to see teams pass 30, 35, or even 40 times. This is going to be one of those grind-em-out battles that you will see this week. So we'll see which offensive line can make the biggest impact and which running game and defense and special teams can do some of the damage here. Some of the other guys on Leon to look for. Let's go to the perimeter. Talk about the junior wideout. Zayas Bass, of course, added another touchdown a couple weeks ago. 7 big receptions on the season, couple touchdowns for him. He's going to be the big threat on the perimeter here for the Leon Lions. Look over at the other side. Head over to the defense. Of course, linebacker. The senior, number 45, Victor Howard, is going to be taking over. He's going to be leading things for the Leon Lions. 35 tackles this season. Leads the team in sacks with 4, 2 hurries, a tackle for a loss. He's been having a phenomenal season out here so far. So he will be fun to watch as well. Also, on the perimeter, you got to look at Malik Jackson, number 1 playmaker. Of course, 39 tackles, 6 pass deflections. Also on the back end, Malachi Segura and Kamari Jones leading the team in interceptions is the young sophomore. So these are some guys you want to keep an eye on here for the defense as well. And then all caps, you got to talk about the third unit, special. Putting the special in special teams is going to be the senior kicker, punter, kickoff specialist, Jack Brooks. Been an absolute beast his entire high school career, and trying to put an exclamation point on that one. He's fielding a number of offers all across the country, some military academies, and some other great institutions here in the Southeast. No official determination yet, but he's been perfect for PATs. He's rated as a 4.5-star kicker and punter, 11 touchbacks on the season. He's also got a passing touchdown and caught a 2-point conversion. So when's the last time you saw a kicker catching 2-point conversions and throwing touchdowns? It's going to be a fun one to watch here. He's going to try to add to his highlight reel, and if needed, pin the Chiles Timberwolves deeps in the punting unit and try to dial something up from long distance because he does have a leg. I've been told anything on the Leon side of the football field is in range, right around 50. He's hit from 46 already this season, so he will definitely be a threat here in the early going. It should be a very entertaining matchup that we have out here tonight as we get rolling here for the Varsity Sports High School Game of the Week. We've got to step out for a quick commercial break, but we're going to come back on the other side and get you the rest of what should be a very, very entertaining matchup, a city rivalry game here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
When you're a star high school student athlete, you compete tirelessly on the court and in the classroom to achieve your one dream of playing in college. Top schools recruit you and even offer you a scholarship. Then senior year hits, and you find out that the class you took actually doesn't count. Your GPA is .25 off, or your SAT score is 10 points too low, all because your counselor, your coach, and your parents couldn't make sense of the rules. And by the time you find out, it was too late to catch up. Boom. Game over. Honest Game is the clear pathway for getting in. We automate the process so the student, the parent, the coach, the counselor, and the college all get real-time eligibility updates. With Honest Game, everyone knows what to do before it's too late. In the last 20 years, total athletic scholarship money has grown from $2.5 million to over $3 billion. With the NCAA on the verge of allowing student athletes to earn money on their likeness, recruits and college coaches will more than ever need to know their eligibility status. Learn more at honestgame.com and let the dream live on.
Moss Acura is simply the best around, and this year our goal is to be the best Acura dealership in the nation. At Moss Acura, every vehicle features Moss Care, exclusive to Moss Acura. Moss Care provides added features and benefits to both protect and enhance your investment. Benefits such as lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, identity protection, and so much more. Plus, with all things being equal, our goal is to never lose your business over price with our best deal guarantee. Moss Acura, whatever it takes. Moss Nissan is simply the best around when it comes to selling or trading your vehicle. Right from the comfort of your home, office, or even your cell phone, you can get top dollar for your vehicle in seconds. Just visit us online, enter your current vehicle's license plate number, VIN number, or year, make, and model, and receive top dollar in seconds. We'll even come to you with a check in hand. It's that simple. Turn your car into a pile of cash today. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.
Is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
There's not a lot of places you can go where exactly what they put on their signs is exactly what you get in your food. So many people think that the way I eat and the way I train and a lot of things I do in life are because of sports. I want to be as healthy 50 years from now because every day that God gives me, I want to make the most of that.
Clean juice, healthy, fast, organic food.
is SportsThread, and this is the new free SportsThread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the SportsThread app today. SportsThread, it's always free.
And welcome aboard to the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Of course, simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Have a great affair planned out for you here this evening. It's a little rivalry game here, Joe. Of course, we got the Leon Lions and the Chiles Timberwolves going at us before us today here. Joe, you know what they say about rivalry games, man. You can
throw the records out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get all the young players, all the players know each other around town here, bragging rights and everything. This is going to be good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, week 10 of the season here as the Leon Lions explode onto the field. And, Joe, this is one thing you talk about it for the Leon Lions. This is a bragging rights game. This is the old rival, and it's a team they've dominated on the JV side of things for a couple years now. So it'll be interesting to see if they can translate that for the varsity season here, Joe. But these are two guys that there's no love lost between the north side and the downtown campuses of Chiles and the Leon Lions, respectively, man. It's going to be a knock-em-out dogfight, and it's going to be about physicality, Joe, because we're going to see run, and then after that, Joe,
more run.
A little more run. This is going to be a quick-moving ball game. Both of these teams love to tote the rock and will keep things rolling on the ground. And as you can see here, Chiles Timberwolves exploding onto the field as they get ready to rock and roll. So Chiles will kind of be in their off-white. It's kind of a cream uniform, of course, with the classic maroon numerals. And then Leon Lion with the classic red and white, Joe. Of course, they are the home side this evening. And, of course, coming into this one, both of these teams coming off of last week, but looking to bounce back and have some positivity. Leon is basically mathematically eliminated from the playoffs here, Joe. But, of course, Chiles still a lot to fight for with an at-large bid on the table. They could also, as we're going to do a little scoreboard watching, through a wild scenario because Forest and Buchholz are playing down in Central Florida. They could end up in what would be a three-way tie for first place here in this district. So, of course, a lot to play for both teams. Of course, tie-breaking would go to the RPI system, as we double-checked here today. So we'll have to look that one up and be weary of that one, Joe. But it should be a very entertaining affair, and Chiles is going to kick off first, and Leon Lions are going to try to get things rolling here early, my man.
And the thing to watch for in this game tonight, two teams that love to run the football, average per carry is going to be critical in this game.
Of course, both offenses trying to stay on schedule, stay ahead of the chains, all of those adages you love to talk about in the coach speak, Joe. That's going to be big here tonight as we get this one rolling. Timberwolves kick us off. Back deep to return and caught about the 2-yard line. Coming out here, a little hesitation and bouncing outside and drop just outside the 20. So about a 20-yard return there to start things off here for the Leon Lions over on the far side. I believe that was DJ Hepburn. You'll see him at tailback here today. Joe?
It was the number 26 that got the kickoff return.
Absolutely. Yeah, Hepburn will get things rolling, so he should be in there under center. So we want to see what the quarterback situation is looking here for the Leon Lions, because earlier in the season we saw Hezekiah Freeman, and then, of course, we were out here for the Godby game a couple weeks ago. Centel DeShazier is going to be out there, so he's going to be the starting quarterback here tonight. And he started the season, and last year he played as a de facto running back. So he is a great man to lead this run-heavy offense. Going to be a hand up the middle. Chiles is going to read that one here. It's going to be a small tackle for a loss there as the Timberwolves will push him back.
Number 31, Alexander Barnes on the carry. Good penetration by the left side of the Chiles defense.
Absolutely. Surging forward here. It's been a big emphasis here for Chiles and a team that really helped limit a couple powerful programs here on their schedule. You talk about the win versus Madison County that Chiles had earlier this season. They battled a Creekside team out of Jacksonville that came in undefeated, a big 8A school they went toe-to-toe with for 4 quarters. So DeShazier is going to go out of the shotgun here. It's going to be a halfback offset to the right. 5 linemen, quarterback keeper to the right. DeShazier is going to try to slip through. He'll get back to the new line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long here for Leon.
Had a brief hole there in the middle, but looks like the Chiles tackler went underneath the Leon blocker and made the good tackle on it.
Absolutely, slipped through there. And that was one thing we saw from a couple weeks ago with this Chiles team, Joe, is the ability to tackle successfully and do a really good job. So we're going to count on them to do similar here this evening. And so Leon's going to try to hit some of those perimeter runs that we saw them try a couple weeks ago and see if they can't get any chunk plays, though we did not see DeShazier throw much in that Godby game. He's going to go under center. He's going to fake the screen. He's going to go quarterback keeper, dives up the middle. He'll pick up about 5, but it's going to leave him about 6 yards short of the 1st down and bring on the punting unit. So it's going to bring out big number 10 here for what we think is the punting unit here for the Leon Lions. And, of course, when you look across the board, this may be the biggest star shining the brightest here for the men in red. And that's the big 4.5-star rated kicker and punter, Big Jack Brooks. So he's back heels on his own 12-yard line. On 4th down, gives it a ride. It's got a dreidel spinning kick, drops, and just takes a left-hand turn right at about the 42-yard line, bounces up to about the 46, 47. But a boomer for Brooks.
31 on the punt. That thing, when it hit, it took one of them side spins.
Yeah, man. And you could see a couple different punts from him here today, and it'll be a fun one. Of course, a big weapon here for the Leon Lions. So 3 and out for the boys in red, and Chiles in the off-white uniforms tonight, going to take over here from their own 46. Ball on the right hash mark. They're going to be going left to right here, which is north to south geographically. Hartong's going to go out of the semi-shotgun. Looks like we have a little jump on the line here.
Yeah, 45 for Leon, the left end, was already in the neutral zone before they were even set.
And so they're going to walk him up 5 yards. So halfway the easy way here for the Timberwolves to get into enemy territory. So it's going to be hard tongue. They're kind of going to go with a split wide. It's kind of a flex bone, Joe. It's going to be a run heavy. Low snap, ball's kicked around. It's on the ground, and Leon's on top of it at the 47-yard line. And the Leon Lions dive on top of the football. Emerging from the pile, Emmanuel Watson, the junior. And so you talk about big plays in a rivalry game, Joe. First turnover, Leon with the takeaway, and great field position at their own 47-yard line.
Right off the bat, Hartung pulled out too quick. He pulled out too quick on the snap, and that caused the fumble.
So it was a low one as well, but Leon jumping on top of it. And this is a team, Joe, you got an opportunity to capitalize on a turnover. So a little bit of new life, and DeShazier is going to come back out on the football field here to lead the Leon Lions, and Hepburn is going to be in the backfield, but they'll split him out. So you have H back to the left, 4 wide look here for Leon. They go Thomas the Train style, in line 2 each way. DeShazier is going to hit the perimeter, try to get at the corner. He's into enemy territory, 45, first down and then some, and DeShazier is pushed out of bounds, but picks up enough for first down yardage, Joe. And this is a guy we saw glimpses of last year. We talked about him when he was a youngster, a sophomore in the program, started all year last year, and that he would have, or not started, but got some good minutes last year. And we were watching him to have a little bit of a breakout year. If you give him some real estate, he can do some damage. He is quick, and he can make some men miss in open space. So here at the 41-yard line, DeShazier coming out of the shotgun, going 3 wide, handoff going to the left, and it's Hepburn getting to the second level, first down and then some, outside 26-20, 15-10, and Hepburn with a monster rip, and give him almost 30 yards on the carry, and Leon is inside the red zone.
Picked a hole right between left tackle and guard, and had a foot race, and is coming back for a hold.
Oh, and that's absolutely brutal. It's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul here, Joe. But how about the rejuvenated Leon Lions? You give them the ball back, you give them a turnover, they ride the wave, 2 big plays, one by DeShazier to the right, and then you come back and on the left side by Hepburn. And Leon, despite the hold, is going to get a gain of 5 there, Joe. And you can feel the momentum building for Leon, which is a team who's been playing from behind a large part of this season. This is great for the psyche of this ball club here going forward.
What I've seen so far, good blocking, especially when they got run out on the perimeter.
Nothing like sledding when you're going downhill, Joe. So it's going to be DeShazier here from the left. It's going to be the 35. It's going to be the keeper by DeShazier trying to get out to the perimeter, and he's dragging a couple of defenders and putting in work, does DeShazier, to get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Number 11 for Chiles.
It's going to be Antone Cooper.
Did a nice job busting the play up because that had a chance.
And like we talked about, Joe, these Chiles boys, especially out on the perimeter, good tacklers in space. We saw it against Creekside back in week 5. And so they're going to step up to the line, ball on the left hash mark in enemy territory. DeShazier once again out of the shotgun. The halfback is Hepburn. They're going to go 3 wide, H-back to the right. Little bit of a jump on the line, and they're going to say on the defense. And that's going to be enough to move the chains. Leon with another first down here as they creep closer and closer towards the red zone here. Ball on the 30 now, Joe.
Chiles has somebody on the interior line in the neutral zone lined up.
So here from the left hash mark now, of course, Leon in all red with the white numerals, white helmets with the classic red lion on there. They're going from south to north geographically here. Headed towards that snow cone stand up at the north end zone here, Joe. 3 wide receiver look, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Snap to DeShazier, keeper to the right. Here comes the Chiles defense, and great penetration and a great individual wrap-up in the backfield there. It's Octavius Williams, the senior middle linebacker.
Leon had a couple of blockers going to the right. He decided to come back left, and that's where the Chiles defender was waiting on him.
But how about the gap split? How about the discipline and staying with the feet level on the ground, Joe? Once again, solid, good individual tackle. It's going to set up a 2nd down and long, 2nd and 13 to go here for the Lions.
Good time for a little surprise pass.
Yeah, it's just a matter of when here, Joe. We're waiting on it as we get to 7:02 here to go in the first quarter. Hepburn spins out of the first tackle. 2nd one and 3rd one gets him. as they get him from behind in the backfield there. Drop, so it's going to be a loss of about 2 or 3. Set up a 3rd down and very long.
Loss of 3.
And that's the thing, Joe. So it's 3rd down and long here. But if you can pick up 5 yards, this is within Brooks' range. I mean, Brooks can hit, from 45 plus. He's got a season long of 46. So if you're playing small ball, you're just trying to get points. Of course, this is a running offense. If they want to keep it on the ground, that's a card on the table here. They're going to split out 4 wide to Shazier. Halfback side, car right. Quick hitter out to the perimeter is Hepburn. He gets to the 35, diving inside the 35, and he'll get to about the 34. So it's a 51-yarder. And do you think they go for it? Or do you think they're putting this one away, see if they can pin Chiles deep?
10's in the game, and I think he's going to attempt a field goal.
Because, he's punter, kicker, does it all here. And getting out the tee, this one's got field goal written all over it. Would be officially 52. It would be a season long here for Brooks. Ball on the left hash mark here. 5:45 to go. Lines up, heel on the 45, just outside of that Lincoln logo. Kick, a lot of backspin, and this one's going to be short, and so it's going to be a turnover on downs back to Chiles. Going the other way, and 1st down and 10 here for the Timberwolves. And so the Timberwolves, so we've had each with a possession. We've now had the turnover here from Chiles on their first possession, and now
ball will go back to the 20.
And then so off the missed field goal here. So of course the touchback ruling did get into the end zone there, Joe.
Yep, it makes it a touchback.
There you go. So taking over from the 20 will be the Chiles Timberwolves, and they will be going from left to right out here on the screen. Primarily run-based teams, Joe. What are your thoughts so far?
About what I expected. Here, Leon wants to run the ball. They have a couple good plays. The blocking looks pretty good here, but Chiles very disciplined. They love to stay home here because Leon had a chance at a couple of big plays, and there was a Chiles defender waiting on them here. So we'll see what Chiles does with their second possession here.
Absolutely, and this is something that we saw a couple weeks ago, Joe. Leon would start to get a little momentum moving, and then the old penalty bug bit them, and they got backed up. But let's see if they can fall back on this defense who played really, really well in that first half against Godby last week. So Hartung going to try to get things rolling, try to rebound here for the Timberwolves after a turnover on their first offensive possession. It's one of the Jones bros up the middle. This time it's going to be Jalen, the freshman, up the middle, and he's kind of going to be the hammer of this running back duo. Flag coming in here late. So some issues here to be sorted out, Joe, but looks like we might get a little extracurricular activities here. That's about par for the course here in a rivalry game. Personal foul. They're going to tag it up on Leon, so the penalty yardage will make it a 1st down here for the Timberwolves.
And their first down of the game.
There you go. Of course, what was it? The second play of their possession, last possession that they had the turnover? Or was that the third?
First play. It was the first play from scrimmage.
And so here we go, trying to rebound our Chiles, but of course already got it in a more positive direction than last time. This is right around the area where the ball was turned over. And here comes a motion. It's going to be play action. Hartung's going to go bootleg left, deliver to Jones in space, over midfield. He's got the 40, lowers the shoulder, still trucking, 35, inside the 30. Jalen Jones, the freshman, gets into enemy territory, and a monster pickup for the quick halfback.
Love the call here. Little rollout, safe pass to Jones. Jones did the rest.
Absolutely, and I love the ability because that's a double passing route. You've got 2 receivers open on that side because if they step up on Jones, you still had the tight end, Jimmy Mabry.
You got the second option
Absolutely,
out there.
Yeah, Jimmy Mabry was going probably about 3 or 4 yards north of the field, so 2 options for Hartung on the bootleg. I love the offensive situation there. Give up to Jones. He's going to dive forward, and he'll rip off a big chunk, give him about 8 on the carry. And this is what we're going to see a lot of. You'll see Jalen Jones. He'll do a lot of the damage in the middle, north-south. And then they'll try to hit you with the speedster, Trey Jones, the junior. 2 options for Hartung on the bootleg. out on the perimeter, number 1. He's got the pink tape on the cleats. Down there over the left side, he's kind of in that left H-back roll. Outside of the line here. Here comes the motion. They're going to go in the reverse, try to hit the slip on the outside of the line. Penalty flag thrown as Ernie Toussaint on the carry, the senior. 3 flags down right around the 15-yard line. So it looks like all the referees want to get in on that action.
Mm-hmm.
Face mask is the call here.
Okay.
Going to go half the distance to the goal. Chiles once again able to move the chains here. So in the red zone. So this is the first play from the red zone from either team. Of course, Leon was able to get down there, but it was called back with the penalty. So officially, first play here. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Hartung with Jalen Jones behind him. Stoppage of play.
Timeout, Leon.
And it's going to be a timeout for the Leon Lions, their first. And so it's going to give us an opportunity to jump out for a quick commercial break here in the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Simulcast on 93 through Real Talk Radio. 3:42 here to go in the first quarter. Chiles on the drive. 1st down and goal here deep in Leon territory. Hartung and the Jones brothers come in, and this one's the first rush here by Trey. Makes the first man miss in traffic, falling backwards, and he's into the end zone. And we talk about the dangerous man, Trey Jones. His first carry gets him into the end zone, 6-0 Timberwolves.
Like the effort there, especially going in backwards. Good hard running.
Absolutely. He's able to get that one from 8 yards out. And looks like to bring out the PAT unit here. Looking to give this one a ride. Abernathy on the hold. Snap is good. Field goal is up. And extra point is good. Pins it right through the uprights. That's going to be 7-0 in favor of the visitors here today, as Chiles takes the advantage here early. 7-0 Chiles over Leon.
Moss Acura is simply the best around, and this year our goal is to be the best Acura dealership in the nation. At Moss Acura, every vehicle features Moss Care, exclusive to Moss Acura. Moss Care provides added features and benefits to both protect and enhance your investment. Benefits such as lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, identity protection, and so much more. Plus, with all things being equal, our goal is to never lose your business over price with our best deal guarantee. Moss Acura, whatever it takes.
And we're back here in the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Chiles Timberwolves strike first. Took us 8.5 minutes to get on the board here. Timberwolves, the ones to do so. It's going to be an 8-yard touchdown rush from Trey Jones is the difference. Bobby Ingstiller, the kicker punter, sophomore for Timberwolves, will get us rolling back. 40-yard line, foot to leather, a deep one.
End zone.
Twisting, turning, touchback there for Ingstiller. Good kick.
Good kick. Now we'll see what Leon does with this possession here.
Absolutely. An opportunity to bounce back here, Joe, because they had some good plays, had some big chunk plays, but like we said, just like when we had them a couple weeks ago in that Godby game, the old turnover bug bites you, and hard to overcome those here. So we'll see. Leon Lions, an opportunity to renew and get some production here in, was this their third offensive drive coming here, Joe?
Third series.
So Deshae is here. Of course, the quarterback. Hepburn in the backfield with him. Barnes is going to be the H-back to the right. Going 3 wide. Give to Hepburn. He's going to try to stretch out. Great surge there from Chiles on the left side. Couple men on the tackle. LaShawn Douglas as well as Octavius Williams in on the bring down.
That's the second time Chiles' left side of their defense has got some good penetration and busted the play up.
Surging through there, absolutely.
Loss of 3.
Of course, they're stacking the box, Joe, and with the 5 linemen out there as well as the big fullback. Only 6 guys blocking here for Hepburn, so it's going to be tough, and we'll see how far Chiles creeps into that box, and if so, when Coach Jan's going to dial up the pass and try to burn him over the top. We're going to split out to 4 wide now. Barnes, the tailback here for Leon. Give to Barnes. He tries to go north-south. Second effort gets him back to the original line of scrimmage right around the 20-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Need to get to the 30.
And we'll be watching that all night, see how many Chiles puts in the box. Here, Leon's got to show they can stretch the field out here, because otherwise Chiles is going to be sitting on that run all night.
Absolutely. No pass attempts so far.
They had one, the little quick screen.
Yeah, 1 quick screen. Excuse me, to Hepburn. Now I remember that. Of course, first pass we saw in the last 2 games. DeShazier, I don't believe, attempted a pass versus Godby last week. 4 wide receiver. Look, this one's a give to the big bruiser. Great tackle in the backfield there. Surging forward is going to be Jacob Bradham, the senior middle linebacker, bringing up a 4th down here for Leon.
Maybe a penalty or an injury one. It's an injury.
Yeah. It looks like the big Barnes running back going to get some attention here as we have an official timeout. And so we're going to jump out for a quick commercial break here at Varsity Sports Network High School Game.
Moss Acura is simply the best around, and this year our goal is to be the best Acura dealership in the nation. At Moss Acura, every vehicle features Moss Care, exclusive to Moss Acura. Moss Care provides added features and benefits to both protect and enhance your investment. Benefits such as lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, identity protection, and so much more. Plus, with all things being equal, our goal is to never lose your business over price with our best deal guarantee. Moss Acura, whatever it takes.
And back here from Gene Cox Stadium, the injured tailback
is Barnes, 31.
Barnes coming off the field here. He's being helped off, and on comes the punting unit for the Leon Lions. So while we have the opportunity, Joe, we're going to jump out and go around the bend here, try to see if we can get some of the scoring updates for some of our area games.
Those has started early.
Absolutely. Of course, a lot of our teams on the road here, and we're actually going to snap back. So I apologize for teeing us up. We're ready to go. Brooks and the boys in red get to the line fast here. Sitting on go as the referees start the play clock once again. Brooks heels on his own 11. Right hash mark. Gives it a ride. Big old blast. And that one turns over the head of the returner. And a monster punt's going to get inside the 20 and is downed right about the 13, 14-yard line. An absolute rocket from Brooks is going to go for about 66-yard punt.
You want to try 68?
68 on the boot there. Absolutely blasted there for Brooks.
That ball just simply turned over. 67 on the punt.
And it kind of got second legs once it crossed about 45-yard line there, Joe. Sailed, bounced inside the 30, and you can tell Chiles just wasn't ready for it. Ready to roll here. 1st down and 10 for the Chiles. Looking to capitalize and continue on their capitalizing touchdown journey. It's a huge one slipping through here in midfield. One man to beat. Pushing him towards the sideline, and Malik Jackson's going to track him down and make the tackle. Aiken with the big pickup there for Chiles. And the junior wide out. Big chunk play there to make up almost all the punting yardage there for Leon. So Chiles once again on the prowl deep into Leon territory.
46 on the play, but what I liked was the receiver was coming forward on the screen. It was a screen, and he was coming forward, and the momentum was putting him in the right direction, and opened up a big hole for him.
I know you love when that momentum carries him forward there, Joe. Hit him in stride, baby. So a little play action here. Hartung trying to go to the perimeter, looking for Jalen Jones. That one's incomplete. So 2nd and 10. Here, they got the ball on the left hash mark here. 26-yard line, like you said, after the big game. Would you say officially 46?
46.
On the reception there for Aiken.
No, check that. It's not 46. 56.
56.
Actually.
So on over currently at the 26-yard line. Of course, need to get the 16 to move the chains. Jones tailback behind Hartung. Motion coming from Trey Jones. The pitch out to Trey, and he's trying to get a seal on the far side and able to slip underneath of it inside the 10. Dives forward to the 8. First down and goal here for the Timberwolves.
Gain of 19. What I liked on that one, number 3, Toussaint. Nice blocking, and he didn't have to do a lot of blocking. He just kind of like a shield block.
Yep, seal the edge, man. So here you go. It's going to be Jones behind Hartung. Looks like they're going with 2 wide receivers left. And this one's going to be coming back for a false start. So it'll be first and goal from the 13. They look to regroup, and that's the thing. We talk about Jones, of course, Chiles coming in at 3 and 5, but it seems that Jones has his biggest games in the biggest moments. Of course, 2 touchdowns against Madison County, 2 touchdowns against Creekside, the big 8A school that came into Chiles undefeated, and, of course, the lone touchdown for Chiles against Autauga Academy back in week 1 when they played that very good Alabama squad. Snap on the way here, fake the pitch, give underneath is to Toussaint. He's inside the 10, still churning. Right around by the 18-yard box of the soccer field, which would be the 8-yard line of the football field
and
here,
we have
Joe.
a late flag.
Oh, a little extracurricular. Coming in from the near sideline here, right about the 4-yard line. So that's usually a personal foul territory, Joe, when it comes in late like that.
And the way the Leon player's acting, that's exactly what's going to be the case.
So it'll be half the distance. So they get inside the 5, should push it to right about the 4 here for the Timberwolves. And we're going to have official timeout here. So Joe will once again try to go around the bend here, see if we can get any updated scores. I'm looking, and I'm getting all zeros, man. A lot of our games starting at 8 o'clock. But let's talk about some of the other action that we have going on around the bend here, Joe. What are some games that you're interested in this week? Obviously, we had the big game last night, Fort Walton Beach and Lincoln. And Lincoln goose-egged them 32-0 last week. But what are some other games you're keeping an eye on?
Top of the list is the Gadsden County, who's played people real good down at a team that I've kept up with a little bit on social media. Maybe one of the best teams in North Florida you may not know about is Panama City Mosley. That game's in Panama City, so that's going to start a little later. That's at the top of my list. The other one,
because Mosley's coming in at 9-0 right now, trying to finish off a perfect season. Gadsden's fighting just to get into the playoffs. Of course, a very good football team, but with the strength of schedule has come back to bite them here. They would be currently on the outside looking in the 4A playoff picture. So we're back here from Gene Cox. First play of the second quarter to go here for Chiles. Once again in the danger zone, inside the 5, second down and goal. Give is to Jalen Jones and scampers into the end zone behind his brother Trey and able to double the delight here for the Timberwolves. 13-0 now for Chiles as both Jones brothers now on the score sheet.
Good blocking between the center and left guard. That opened a big hole for him.
And so extra point unit coming on, Ingstiller. and the gang. Of course, going to be Abernathy on the hold here. This one, 4-yard touchdown rush. The first touchdown from 8. Engstiller drills that one, and it is up and true. So we are a full 2 touchdowns, 14-0 here is the lead for the Timberwolves on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
But there's going to be there's going to be a waving the flag by the officials.
So go ahead and take that one off the board. And we're going to be able to jump out here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
And welcome back to Gene Cox Stadium. Chiles Timberwolves up 14-0 on the Leon Lions. Here, rivalry district game on a Friday night here, starting to feel like a fall football. Engstiller, foot to leather, blasts it back, and his second consecutive touchback here for the Timberwolves. And Leon will take over at the 20-yard line. So looking to get rolling for another Leon possession here for the Lions. So, of course, Joe, we talked about some of the area games going on, and we do have a scoring update from Stark. Madison County on the bird first, up 6-0 over Bradford. They're battling the Tornadoes. Of course, Chiles, one of the 3 teams to take down Madison County this year. Back in week 4. Leon here from first down, looking to get it rolling. Shazier, give to Hepburn. He's going to go inside the right side of the line, diving forward, gain of 1. Good seal on the tackle there.
Mm-hmm.
And with Jones in on the bring down. A couple others for the Timberwolves. I believe Jakin Henry, the junior, was in on that. Just going to bring up a second down and long here for Leon. Split out, go 3 wide, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, ball at the right hash mark. Leon here in the second quarter, going north to south, left to right on your screen. DeShazier, quick hitter, out in space. Ball's tipped up around. It looks like Bass is able to catch it off the bounce off of his chest. And good coordination for Bass to hold on to that one. Of course, Leon's leading receiver here in both yardage and touchdowns is the junior. Getting the play over for the sideline. So pickup of a couple here, Joe. So a little bit of progress. Set him up with an opportunity. 3rd down and 7 to go here for Leon. So you got H back to the left, 5 linemen. It's going to be Ritter, the tight end fullback out there, just off the line. 3 wide receiver look. Hepburn, the backside car right of DeShazier. 10-25 here to go in quarter number 2. DeShazier, quarterback keeper, going to try to hit the perimeter. Steps out of bounds and a yard short of the first down. You think Coach Jan keeps him on here, Joe?
No.
You don't think on 4th and 1?
No, because look at the field. Look where they are. It's at 29.
You got to go for it, man. Rivalry night, Joe. Come on now.
Well, it's 4th and 1, and if you don't make it, you're inviting Chiles to have a very short field.
You got to keep your defense off the field, says Coach Jan, so he believes in the offense here. They're going to keep Ritter out, H-back left into block. 5 linemen. DeShazier, the keeper, and he's going to have the second effort. He's on top of a defender, and Santel's going to have enough to move the chains just over the 30-yard line. And first down here for Leon. So the gamble pays off there, Joe.
but not by a whole lot.
Hey.
Its second effort got him the first down.
There you go.
Chiles had it read pretty good.
Shazier just wants to keep on trucking, man. Scoring update, Monroe on the board first. Taz Walker, 20-yard touchdown rush. They lead McClay 6-0, favor of the Bobcats. First down and 10 here from the 31-yard line. Shazier once again out of the shotgun. Hand off to Hepburn. He's going to go to the left, and he's over to the 33. A sprawling tackle there for Chiles to help clean that one up was LaShawn Douglas, the freshman corner. And so it looks like pickup of 2 here on first down for Leon.
And that was another play where it looked like there was a hole there. The running back looked like was going to have a big gain, and then Chiles just filled the hole up.
The old white and maroon wave there, Joe, on defense, surging forward there. So second down and long here after the gain of 2 by Hepburn. So still 3 wide receiver look. Only man on the open side of the field is Bass. It's going to be a read. Give to Hepburn. He's going to go left again, looking for a crease. Gets over the 35. So about a 4-yard pickup there. Gets him to the 36. So manageable third down conversion here, Joe. Major key here for the offense.
And it gives you a few options. You can get the quarterback in space or get 26 in space or even throw the ball here.
Absolutely. So, of course, to Shazier on the had to have it first down yards, both third down and fourth down, kept it on the previous set of downs. They flip Ritter from the left to the right of the formation, keep the 5 linemen, 1 receiver left, 2 wide receivers to the open part of the field to the right here. Hepburn sidecar left of DeShazier. And we have a stoppage here.
Leon.
And it looks like Jan's going to call timeout number 2. And so we're going to take why don't we go ahead and take a break with him, Joe? What you say? Catch a breather for ourselves here. We're going to come right on back here with the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio.
There's not a lot of places you can go where exactly what they put on their signs is exactly what you get in your food. So many people think that the way I eat and the way I train and a lot of things I do in life are because of sports. I want to be as healthy 50 years from now because every day that God gives me, I want to make the most of that.
Clean juice, healthy, fast, organic food.
Back from the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. People getting rocking and rolling here. A little rivalry week going here, Joe. Leon trying to get a little momentum rolling here. 8:04 left in the second quarter, down by 2 possessions here to the Timberwolves. Third down, got to get 4 yards. Give to Hepburn, going on the left side. Chiles strings it out, and it's going to be for a loss. There comes the white and maroon wave, driving him back. Of course, forward progress will give him about the 35-yard line. But an excellent surge, and just about half the Chiles defense in on that bring down.
They actually lost 3 on the play. They ran the same play before, and this time Chiles was waiting on it.
So they get forward progress at the 35. So it's going to bring the man with the big leg out onto the field here. Brooks, number 10. They try to give it a ride. What was the official? What was it, 67 last time out?
67 on the last punt.
And what's the chances he does it again here, Joe? You got 2 deep back to return. It's going to be number 2, Dickey, and number 18, the wide receiver, Aiken. Blasts it, just barely gets it off. Takes a couple Leon bounces and out of play. A solid boot considered in the pressure here, but penalty flag back at the 22-yard line here.
They're going to call running into the kicker.
Running in, so not roughing, but they only needed 5 for the first down at the 35. So that'll either be a 4th and inches. So it looks like from the line of scrimmage. So I believe they had the football at the 35, Joe, but they pulled it back to the 33.
They pulled it back to the 33. The ball was at the 35.
Yeah, the ball was at the 35 to start the play. Ooh, that's a raw deal.
I don't know about this one.
That's a raw deal here for the boys in red.
Because the ball was at the 35 a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Because they had it at the 36 on third, lost one with the forward progress. That is a really raw deal for the boys in red. So 4th down and 2.
And they're going to go for it.
Coach Jan trots the offense back on the field. So already converted 1 for 1 in the game here as they try to get a late arrival.
Timeout, Leon.
They do need one more.
44. Alex Hill was coming in late.
Yeah, of course, they switched it back from the special teams unit to the offensive unit, but there were only 10 men on the field, so Coach Jan wants to get the boys organized. Timeout number 3 here for Leon, so they have no more. The final 7:01 to go here of the opening half, and it looks like he's going to bring back on the special teams unit. So, Joe, your wish is granted here, man. Punting unit coming back on, see if they can get it again. So you think a little bit of a chess match going here for the rivalry game? Coach Chan just wants to make Coach Pettis work for it. What you think, Joe?
A little bit of one here.
So Brooks heels on the 24 this time. Line of scrimmage, don't forget it. 38, right, Joe?
It's on
Double
the
check
38.
it just in case. And he blasts it there from the 27. This one will push him all the way back inside the 10, and it takes a right-hand turn. Back to the 7. It's a fumble, and Leon's on top of the football inside the 10. And how about that? The 4.5 star basically throws about a 60-yard pass when it's all said and done after the fumbled punt, and 1st and goal for the boys in red. How about that, Joe?
55 yards on the punt, and the ball took kind of a squirrely bounce, and the Chiles return man decided to be a little dangerous with it.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is just get away.
Oh, a huge momentum shifter here. 2nd turnover of the game for Chiles. And, Joe, when you have a team struggling with an opportunity to bounce back here, a little bit of new life here for the boys in red. 1st down and goal to go, Joe.
55 on the punt.
Another one. So it's 250 plus. You got a 55er and a 67. Add that to the stat sheet.
He's currently averaging 51.
Yep, there you go. Averaging 51 for the ball game. Let's go around the band real quick, Joe. We talked about some of the other area games we have going on here. We keep getting it, but we're a little slow on the updates. Most of our teams here in Central Time. Madison County leading Bradford 6-0. Monroe Day leading Maclay 6-0 as well. Of course, Arnold and Godby going at it at 8 o'clock, and Wakulla, Pensacola. A lot of other area teams starting at 8 p.m., of course, Central Time Zone. So make sure to keep an eye on those. 6:45 here to go in the second. Leon for the first time in striking distance. Here 1st and goal. Give to Hepburn. And it looks like a tackle for a loss. Lose 1. And they'll push him back to the 8-yard line here for 2nd and goal. So good surge from the right side of that Chiles defensive line. Of course, they're going to be led by Jalen Taylor, the 6'3 senior outside linebacker. And you wonder, Joe, if Coach Jan's got a secret red zone play he's been sitting on for a couple weeks. Might want to break it out here.
I would get the quarterback out in space and try to create something.
3 wide receiver look. Bass all alone here to the wide side of the field. Shazier out of the shotgun. Hepburn sidecar to his right. Ritter, the tight end, to the left. Give to Hepburn. Tries to stretch outside and around the corner inside the 5. He's going to dive for it, but it looks like he's short. Yeah, you got to watch where those feet were when he stepped out of bounds, because he did get a good stretch in there, Joe, but looks like they're going to give him about the 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about the 3.5-yard line here. 3rd down and goal. And you got to think this is 4-down territory, don't you?
Oh, yes. It's 4-down territory. Right. Let's see if they come near side.
So, of course, wide side of the field here, you got 2 receivers. Still going to be Hepburn at the tailback for Deshazier. And Deshazier on the keeper. He's going to try to go right up the middle, follow the tailback. Looks like maybe they'll get a yard. Looks like they're going to mark him about the 2.5 for 4th down and goal. So still about a strong 2, soft 3 to go here. Typically in gotta-have-it situations, DeShazier more often than not has kept it. So we'll see if they have a little wrinkle in the plot.
One thing I think that could work is if they'll swing it out near side where there's more room.
Mm-hmm. You also got the 6'1" Bass here down bottom of the screen. All by his lonesome. Looks like they'll keep it. DeShazier sheds off a tackler and gets into the end zone as Leon on the board there with a touchdown. And it's Centel DeShazier cashing it in and back to a 1-possession ball game here. How big was that turnover, Joe?
Yeah, huge turnover, and this could be a big momentum swing for Leon.
So going for the extra point here, try to cut it to a traditional 7 here after DeShazier gets in from 3 yards out. Hold by Myrick and blast by Brooks.
Right through down the pipe.
Up and good, and he stays perfect on the season on PATs. 9 for 9 as they keep on rolling. 14-7. We're back to a 1-score game here on Rivalry Night, Joe. They're getting it rolling for you. We're going to jump out here for a quick commercial break on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
And back here, Leon Lyons getting ready to kick off here after the 3 yards, Centel DeShazier rushing touchdown to the left-hand side. And Jack Brooks' extra point has us at a 14-7 ball game. First touchdown for Leon in 2 weeks since they took a trip down to Forest. That 26-16 contest versus the district foe. And a blast here will get into the end zone. Another touchback. 12th of the season here for Brooks.
One thing Chiles might want to do here is get a little drive here to keep their defense off the field. Plays right now is 23-11.
Oh, favor Leon.
Mm-hmm.
Almost doubling them up here. 4:54 to go here in the second quarter of action. Andrew Jupe, Joe Ward, James Ward bringing you the action here on a Friday night. It's starting to feel like football weather, is it not, Joe?
Yeah, of course, we're getting near November.
Yeah.
And finally, we get the football weather.
Finally getting, of course, both the Florida and Georgia regular seasons wrapping up next week. Of course, we have a power-packed. Let's get that plug going here, Joe, while we have the opportunity. We have 2 games next week, and we are loaded. Check this out. Lincoln and Trinity Christian on Thursday. And back here, Gene Cox Stadium again, Rickards and Madison County.
The boys from Boot
Woo!
Hill.
What a slate the next couple days. A couple perennial powers here in North Florida. Trinity Christian and Madison County coming to the capital city of the Sunshine State. So Chiles going to take over for another offensive possession here. Hartung and the Jones bros looking to get rocking and rolling here. 20-yard line, dead center of the field. And a little bit of stoppage. They're trying to
switch balls,
catch up here, switch them out, and referees say go for it. Start winding the clock here in quarter number 2. Hartung pitch out to Trey Jones. Try to get to the perimeter. 25, turns the corner. Hit by Jackson. He absorbs it over the first down marker, and they'll go ahead and move the chains as he push out of bounds right about the 30. They're going to give him the 32-yard line. Jones rush at 12 to start out the drive there.
Good hard run. They had the corners sealed and good. Jones got physical right there
Yeah, he did.
He took out gave Jackson a good shot.
There you go.
Malik,
He's not just going
Malik
to take
Jackson.
it there. And that was Trey Jones, by the way. Of course, both Jalen and Trey. Trey once again getting the rush. Number 1, knifing through traffic, tumbled forward. Football over the 40-yard line. So a nice pickup of 8 on the play. So Jones, 2 runs back-to-back, 12 and 8 respectively. So a quick
20 yards.
20 yards for the stat book, Joe.
4 carries for 47 yards now.
Ooh.
Is Trey Jones.
Averaging 10+. Almost 12, right? Just shy of 12.
Just shy of 12.
Yards per carry here for Jones. 2nd and 2. Dead center of the field. Going south to north. Slings it to the perimeter. Hartung. He's able to hit Toussaint in space. Did he get the feet down?
Yes,
did.
He did.
Right at midfield and enough to move the chains here for the Timberwolves. Slinging it there, Joe. And how about Hartung standing up, putting on the money for Toussaint?
On a nice little out route.
Mm-hmm.
And good job by Toussaint keeping the feet in bounds as he caught the ball because he was right there at the sideline when he caught it.
Yep, tough one turning back on that one. So 1st down and 10 at midfield, right on top of that Leon Lions logo. Double reverse. Jones back to Toussaint, and he's going to go up the middle over that Rickards Raiders logo. And it's going to be gain of 10+ there for Chiles.
Holding.
Another 1st down.
We got a penalty also.
Back in Leon territory. Flag on the field.
Personal foul, tripping.
So this one will come back. And we're getting a scoring update here from the north side. Monroe attacks on another touchdown as Josh Brown finds Wyatt Sullivan for a 34-yard pass. 2-point conversion, no good. So I believe that pushes the score to 12-0 Bobcats.
Wow, they're marking off. What kind of years Monroe had?
Woo! They're rolling, man. They dropped 2. They played a couple really tough opponents. They played Autauga, took them to the limit, and then they played a big 7A pace out in the Panhandle. Only 2 losses on the season. Besides that, big win versus JP2 and a bunch of other wins so far this season has them sitting pretty. They're looking good in the 2A bracket so far. Back at the 35 after the penalty yardage. It's 1st and 25 here for Chiles. Tackle for a loss. Good pursuit and drag down there by Tudil, the senior middle linebacker. And it looks like they're going to give him just short of the line of scrimmage. So 2nd down and 26 to go here for Chiles after the penalty yardage was marked off on the previous play.
Mm-hmm.
So how about that? Good pursuit by Tudil in space. Joe, what you think, man?
Leon's defense is doing a nice job here.
Of course, the senior middle linebacker, 4th in the team in tackles, leads them in tackle for loss. Or 2nd in team in tackle for loss. And a rush to the left here. This one's going to be Jalen Jones, number 25, and a Leon player loses his lid. And it's going to be number 11, Joseph Balcom. So, of course,
he's got to come out for a play.
Rule, yep, got to take a little seat. So they'll sum him out. But an opportunity here for Leon to get off the field, Joe, make this a little more interesting before halftime. 3rd and 20 to go for Chiles. Of course, at the 40-yard line, in their own territory, need to get to Leon's 40 in order to move the chains. So for the first time, Chiles will split out 4 wide. Sidecar right is Jalen Jones. Trey Jones in the slot. Hartung wants to go deep over the middle. One-on-one play here. In coverage, incomplete. It's Caleb Smith, the senior, keeping the ball from being caught. Intended receiver there was Ryan Sumner, the sophomore. 4th down and 20, and Leon Lions bringing out the punt return unit, Joe.
Exactly.
I believe it's the first time this evening.
Punt number 1.
Yep. So it's going to bring Ingstiller out here for Chiles. His heels will be on just outside his own 25. And Malik Jackson, the junior safety, will be back right around the 32 to return this one for Leon. 2:10 to go here before halftime, so Leon an opportunity to strike. Jackson will let this one bounce. It'll do so at the 27. Hits a Chiles player. Keeps on rolling. Couple Timberwolf bounces down to the 16, where it will be downed. So 155 to get some business done here before the halftime break for the Lions.
44 on the punt. Now, the difference there was the Leon returner backed off.
Let it ride a little bit.
That's a little dangerous. I would rather you rather a player do that and then trying to turn into a dangerous play.
There you go.
Especially with defenders bearing down on them.
So 86 yards to go. Could put this at a one-possession game, or excuse me, 84. So shotgun look for Shazier. Leon go 3 wide with one tight end, Ritter. Give is to Hepburn. Makes a couple man miss. Looks like a small pickup of about 1. Put it to a 2nd down and 9. So, of course, no timeouts for Leon remaining, so they cannot stop the clock here.
But I think if you're them, you'll be satisfied with this.
Oh, yeah, you can go into 14-7 here at halftime. It might be one of those moments, Joe, if they're able to break a big play, then they get on it and they force the issue here. But, of course, don't want to press and turn it over, potentially give Chiles an opportunity to cash one in. So DeShazier coming here, 75 seconds remaining in the first half. Once again, give to Hepburn. He's looking to the right side again. Penalty flag coming in on the right side of the formation.
There's going to be holding.
Flag back on the 15-yard line here. So as we wait to see how this one gets broken down. And it looks like it is a holding, but I believe Coach Pettis has declined the penalty. He'll take the loss of down, so it should be 3rd and long. And it looks like they're in a spot line of scrimmage back at the 14, meaning they would need 12 to pick up the first down. And is Pettis calling a timeout right here? Try to force the issue, try to get this one back before halftime, perhaps.
It's an official's timeout here.
So they want a conference, make sure they get everything organized, straightened up. So they play on some Armstead. I thought Coach Pettis got in there, was trying to save a little time, but the referees get things rolling once again.
If they hold them here, look for a timeout.
There you go. 66 seconds to play here in the opening half. Give once again, 3rd straight rush for Hepburn on the left-hand side. Shakes a tackle, and he's dropped before the 25-yard line, about the 24. 4th and 2 upcoming here for Leon.
16 on the carry.
And they signaled a timeout here towards Leon, but Leon's already burned all 3 of theirs, so it looks like Chiles calls a timeout, and they correct it. There we go. So timeout, Chiles. So we're going to jump out here for a quick commercial break while we have the opportunity here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
There's not a lot of places you can go where exactly what they put on their signs is exactly what you get in your food. So many people think that the way I eat and the way I train and a lot of things I do in life are because of sports. I want to be as healthy 50 years from now because every day that God gives me, I want to make the most of that.
Clean juice, healthy, fast, organic food.
And back here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. 4th down here coming for the Leon Lions. It's going to bring Jack Brooks and the punting unit once again here for Leon. So ball back at the 29. 2-man return tandem. Looks like Dickey and Aiken again.
Not as good kick here.
This one bounces at the 45 and will roll out of play.
In the 43.
But it is in Chiles territory. So chalk them up. Still 35 plus there.
33 on the punt.
And so Chiles will take over, an opportunity to go for it. I've got all 3 timeouts for Chiles, or 2 left here?
Two left.
2 left, yeah, they just took one, my mistake. So an opportunity to do some damage here. 46.2 seconds. From what we've seen, Engstiller has a pretty good range here, Joe. Don't know what his field goal range is, but he's had a couple touchbacks so far. So they'll start things off at their own 43. So spread out, 4 wide receiver look. Jalen Jones, the halfback with Hartung. He wants to look for Toussaint again, and he looks like he's going towards the sideline. Centel DeShazier catches it out of play. But it'll go down for an incomplete pass. Second down.
Well, Toussaint ran it out and up, and Hartung threw an out.
So some little miscommunication there somewhere along the line, but there is a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal man downfield.
And so they'll back this one up here for Chiles with 39.4 seconds to go. 5-yard mark off there.
5th penalty on Chiles for 35 yards.
Averaging 7 per. So they'll start. Looks like side judges has him at the 38. So take it from the 38-yard line. Leon gets a little too antsy there. Starts lining up at the 35. Wishful thinking maybe there, Joe. Say if we all line up here, maybe they'll slide the ball backwards.
Yep.
The Zebra's not buying it, though. Hartung out of the shotgun. He's going to bootleg to his left and the righty. Looking downfield. Dials one up, looking for Toussaint again. And on coverage there, close, was Kamari Jones, who leads the team in interceptions. The sophomore making sure that one wasn't completed, so out of play. But not bad there, Joe. That was one. It's either Toussaint's catching that or nobody's catching that.
Nobody's going to catch it, yeah.
So, of course,
Good
towards
decision.
the half, you want to do a low risk there. So I like that from Hartung. And opportunity here on second down. 15. Marked at the 38. They need to get to enemy territory, the 47, to move the chains. Play clock down to 2. Chiles just barely gets it off. Hartung with under pressure. Throw to Jones. Good hit by Leon coming out of the back end. Malachi Segura laying the lumber. How about the senior? Just about tackled the ball on that one, Joe.
Almost had a pick also.
Woo. Knocked that ball free. Made sure it wasn't completed there. Segura coming into this one. I believe he was tied for the team lead in tackles with 41 coming into the matchup. Him and Nash, the
It
fellow
does show
seniors.
41 tackles.
So it'll be third down and 15 now for Chiles.
And the impressive thing, Segura is only a freshman.
There you go. And so we have a offsides, I believe, on Leon.
It's on Chiles.
Or excuse me, on Chiles. Lined up a little too far forward there. Very rarely you see that one on the offense, Joe.
Yeah, every once in a while you will.
A blue moon there. So 3rd and 20 now. Ball on their own 33. Need to get to the 47 of Leon. Still 14 seconds left in this game. Clock is stopped. Couple timeouts for Chiles. And the football is on the ground. Trey Jones able to pick it back up, and he's tackled for a loss as the Leon Lion defense surges in to cover him up, and that will be our last play of the half. And so that's the buzzer, and the Leon Lions with the tackle for loss. Joseph Balcom leading the charge, ending the half on an exclamation mark. So they go to the break with a 7-point deficit. We got a ball game here on a rivalry game Friday night. We're going to jump out for a little commercial break, come back with some first half stats, trying to catch you up on some of the action that started here around the bend, and get you rolling here for half number 2 on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio.
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
There's not a lot of places you can go where exactly what they put on their signs is exactly what you get in your food. So many people think that the way I eat and the way I train and a lot of things I do in life are because of sports. I want to be as healthy 50 years from now because every day that God gives me, I want to make the most of that.
Clean juice, healthy, fast, organic food.
When you're a star high school student athlete, you compete tirelessly on the court and in the classroom to achieve your one dream of playing in college. Top schools recruit you and even offer you a scholarship. Then senior year hits, and you find out that the class you took actually doesn't count. Your GPA is .25 off, or your SAT score is 10 points too low. All because your counselor, your coach, and your parents couldn't make sense of the rules. And by the time you find out, it was too late to catch up. Boom. Game over. Honest Game is the clear pathway for getting in. We automate the process so the student, the parent, the coach, the counselor, and the college all get real-time eligibility updates. With Honest Game, everyone knows what to do before it's too late. In the last 20 years, total athletic scholarship money has grown from $2.5 million to over $3 billion. With the NCAA on the verge of allowing student athletes to earn money on their likeness, recruits and college coaches will more than ever need to know their eligibility status. Learn more at honestgame.com and let the dream live on.
Moss Acura is simply the best around, and this year our goal is to be the best Acura dealership in the nation. At Moss Acura, every vehicle features Moss Care, exclusive to Moss Acura. Moss Care provides added features and benefits to both protect and enhance your investment. Benefits such as lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, identity protection, and so much more. Plus, with all things being equal, our goal is to never lose your business over price with our best deal guarantee. Moss Acura, whatever it takes. Moss Nissan is simply the best around when it comes to selling or trading your vehicle. Right from the comfort of your home, office, or even your cell phone, you can get top dollar for your vehicle in seconds. Just visit us online, enter your current vehicle's license plate number, VIN number, or year, make, and model, and receive top dollar in seconds. We'll even come to you with a check in hand. It's that simple. Turn your car into a pile of cash today. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
Is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. It's always free.
When you're a star high school student athlete, you compete tirelessly on the court and in the classroom to achieve your one dream of playing in college. Top schools recruit you and even offer you a scholarship. Then senior year hits, and you find out that the class you took actually doesn't count. Your GPA is .25 off, or your SAT score is 10 points too low. All because your counselor, your coach, and your parents couldn't make sense of the rules. And by the time you find out, it was too late to catch up. Boom. Game over. Honest Game is the clear pathway for getting in. We automate the process so the student, the parent, the coach, the counselor, and the college all get real-time eligibility updates. With Honest Game, everyone knows what to do before it's too late. In the last 20 years, total athletic scholarship money has grown from $2.5 million to over $3 billion. With the NCAA on the verge of allowing student athletes to earn money on their likeness, recruits and college coaches will more than ever need to know their eligibility status. Learn more at honestgame.com and let the dream live on.
And welcome back to the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Currently at halftime here at Chiles Stadium, Chiles and Leon going at it here. Of course, second installment of our Game of the Week this week. A little doubleheader, if you will, here. Andrew Duke, Joe Ward, James Ward bringing you the action this evening. Of course, we had Lincoln last night trounce Fort Walton Beach 32-0, the final score in that one. A lot of other fun games going on around the area here this evening. But of course, in the here and now, we have Chiles and Leon, and a good one rolling here at halftime. Joe, 14-7 in a first half entertaining one so far. Turnovers the key for Leon as they were able to cash one in before halftime, cut this one back to a 7-point game, and this is anybody's ball game at the break, my man. What you think of the action so far?
About what I expected.
Yeah.
2 running teams here. Leon cashed in on one of the turnovers. That's the difference so far, even though Chiles is leading. Here, the second half is going to be good.
Absolutely. This is what you want, man. Friday night, rivalry game, under the lights, 1-possession game at the half. Anybody's taking it. Of course, the big turnovers, the key here for Leon, as they are able to derail Chiles on their first drive. Took them a while to get going a little bit, and then derail them on the punt return after a monster punt, 1st down and goal. They were able to catch it in huge for Leon. Now they're right back into this ballgame. It was 14-0.
Now it's 14-7.
We see this with a totally different lens. Joe, hit us with some stats here from the opening half. What do we got? What are the numbers looking like so far?
Okay, for Leon, 3 first downs. So far, 24 rushes for 51 yards. Passing 2 of 2 for 4. That's going to be key in the second half. The passing yards has to come up. Here, and I'll explain more in a moment. For only a total of 55 yards total offense. Punting has been the story. 4 for 186 for a 46.5 average, including that monster 67-yarder.
That'll help the average for sure.
Hepburn has 12 carries for 24 yards. DeShazer is 9 for 26. Now, they've only thrown 2 passes. They're 2 for 2 for 4 yards. Hepburn has 1 catch for 2. Bass has 1 catch for 2. They got to get the passing game going. For Chiles, 6 first downs, 12 rushes for 76 yards, 3 of 7 for 101 for a total of 177. They've only had 1 punt for 44, 2 turnovers.
Absolutely.
The Jones brothers, Trey Jones, 5 carries for 46, and Jalen Jones is 4 for 21. Hartung so far is 3 of 7 for 101. Jones, that being number 25, Jalen, 1 catch for 35. Aiken had 1 catch for 56. That was that screen. They called him on. They got him moving. And Toussaint has 1 catch for 10 yards. And that's pretty much it.
There you go. Absolutely. So a defensive battle, keeping it on the run game, and Chiles and Leon in a close contest, Joe, like they have been for a number of years since they've been going at it. Of course, Chiles has won 3 straight in this rivalry matchup. Of course, they didn't play last year with the game being canceled for COVID. But, of course, 2017, 2018, and 2019 all wins by Chiles. But when you take a little bit of a bigger zoom back at the rivalry here, Joe, since 2004, which, of course, the Max Preps era, a lot easier to track game results. And it's really tough to go back between 04 when you're going season by season. Leon leads this rivalry. They've taken 10 out of 16 since 2004. So take out those 3 straight by Chiles, and this is a largely dominated Leon rivalry here lately. But the new brother, the younger brother, if you will, of course, Chiles, the newest high school we have here in town, they're coming up strong and making an impact here in these last 3 seasons. In the Coach Pettis era for the Timberwolves.
And they're also the ones leading here at halftime, too, as they're fighting to get hopefully one of the at-large bids into the playoffs. So they got something to play for.
Yeah, of course, they cannot clinch the district, but they could get in a 3-way tie for the district lead. Of course, we want to try and see if we can get an update on that score between Forest and Buchholz. With the victory a couple weeks ago over Forest, if Forest beats Buchholz, all 3 of those teams would be 2-1 in District 2-7A. And then in a 3-way tie, you would go to the RPI rankings, and it looks like Buchholz is far and away going to break that tie. They're currently .174 above Chiles and currently
2.15.
2.15 over Forest. So based on the point spread, that is a huge gap to make up, so it doesn't seem likely that that will be jumped, but an opportunity because those will be incorporated up until Week 11, not just the district results up until this week. You'll still get the at-large. So you look at the schedule, Chiles has Wakulla next week.
Strength of schedule is going to help.
So if they were able to get this one, Forest beats Buchholz, they beat Wakulla. That's a big point grab to get Wakulla, who's clinched their district up already. They're good to go. They're in the playoffs. So you've got an opportunity, Chiles, make a little bit of a jump, man. If not that district title, you could slide in here. They have enough to make that gap up between the 8th place team, and so they can make a run for that at-large bid.
Because they got a very good Wakulla team to wrap up the regular season here, and win there would give them some major points, and that will help them.
Right. Only a couple losses here for Wakulla on this season. So, yeah, like you said, big point grab here. So it'll be interesting to see how Wakulla does. I believe they're out at Pensacola this week to finish up their district play. But anything else here on our game, or should we get ready to head around the bend here, Joe?
The main thing I look for here in the second half is, can Leon throw the football? Spread the field out, make Chiles play the whole field. Because if not, Chiles is going to run blitz, and they're going to sail out against the run here in the second half.
Absolutely.
Look for that.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and jump out. We talk about it. We keep teasing it, Joe, but we can finally get into it and have a little conversation here about the teams around the bend. So we talked about it, of course, not any Big Bend teams, but we'll see if we can get a scoring update, and it doesn't look like the three-way tie is likely.
No, I think that's a done deal.
Buchholz taking care of business, 28-0. Buchholz leads Forest in the first quarter, so it looks like the three-way tie is going to be off the table here for Chiles. So that means they got to scrap for that at-large bid, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So we go around in some of our other area games. Let's scroll down here. Oh, Bradford coming back against Madison County. It's a big battle down in 1A. Madison leads Bradford 20-14 currently in the second quarter.
That's a good ball game going on over near Jacksonville.
Yeah, over in Stark. And then we go down. We talked about Wakulla. They're leading Pensacola. Of course, that game is early. They're in the Central Time Zone. Wakulla leads 7-0 early in the first quarter.
Who are they playing?
Pensacola and Wakulla. So that'll be a good one. Of course, Wakulla already locking up the district championship. So this is just a little icing on the cake here, Joe. Of course, the district champions will get those top 4 seeds, but Wakulla still has an opportunity to make some movement and get up to either 2 or 1 to really help their playoff seeding going forward. But they will host in 2 weeks when playoff comes around. Also going down here, how about this tight one? Same district, different teams. Godby and Arnold, 14-13. Godby leads the Marlins there at halftime. Godby trying to get rolling in and finish the season strong. They've still got an outside chance at a playoff berth as well, but it's going to be a really tough road for them.
They have to have a whole bunch of things here this week and next week just to even have a shot.
Yep, they have to do some scoreboard watching, get a little help from their buddies, because based off the RPI formula, Joe, there are 3 categories you got to keep an eye on. Win percentage, which is your record, your team's record, your opponent's win percentage, and your opponent's win percentage. So it's not raw thirds, it's weighted. So 35% your record.
33.
It's not raw thirds is what I'm telling you. So it's 35 for your record, 35 for your opponent's record, and then your opponent's record, their strength of schedule is 30%. So they're all compounded here, weighted differently. So, you need a mathematics degree to figure that one out. But the long story short is that Godby's got a lot of room to make up to try to get that at-large bid in a very, very tough 5A Region 1. Keep on rolling. No score being reported for Gadsden and Mosley.
That's a game to keep an eye on tonight down in Panama City.
Yes,
Mosley's the team that a lot of people may not have heard of, but this is a bona fide, legit title championship contender.
Absolutely. 9-0 is Mosley. They've taken down Lincoln. They've taken down Rickards. So a couple of our bigger boys here. And so we'll look to get a scoring update from out west. Gadsden trying to play spoiler and trying to slide into the playoffs here in the last 2 games of the season. Like we said, Mosley still undefeated. Go to the north side. Monroe Day leads McClay 20-0 in the second quarter. Bobcats taking care of the Marauders there. No score being reported for Weewha and Taylor County yet.
That's part of that conference playoff deal that's going on down there that we might need to check out a little more.
There you go, the Sunshine Athletic Conference. Yeah, that's getting rolling a little bit. I believe it's their semifinals tonight. And we scroll on down. No score being reported for Osceola and Rocky Bayou.
And that's out in Panama City area.
Absolutely. And that's about it. Like we said, we checked out the Forest game. Buchholz leads Forest 28-0. Sorry. We're just getting a scoring update. First half, Buchholz 48, Forest 7. So once that one hits the second half, that's going to be a running clock. So
that game's over.
The Buchholz Bobcats are locking in that District 2 7A championship. And so it looks like Chiles will be trying to fight for that at-large bid.
But they still got opportunities. They got to take care of business tonight and beat a good Wakulla team next week, gain some points, and just see what happens.
There you go. And let's go north of the border here, Joe. Since you're down helping us out with the game tonight, I'll indulge you a little bit. I know you're score watching that Thomas County Central Bainbridge game. Bainbridge, 21-14, second quarter.
That's a high-scoring game, but that's worth keeping an eye on because that region can end up in a three-way tie. Of course, I saw Cairo, and we won last night 24-21 in a crazy game.
There you go. So, and of course, some interesting storylines going on there. So if you're a Cairo fan, because we are still within the Cairo listening area, Joe, but we're going to snap on back as we get ready. Half number 2 caught up with us quick, man. Kickoff on the way. Leon showing onside, but penalty flag on the field.
It's going to be offsides or no procedure.
Well, we were having so much fun, Joe. We didn't realize that we had the play ready to rock and roll, but just getting back in time here for the third quarter of action here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Simulcast on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. So with the offsides, they're going to back up the kick here to the 35-yarder. So off of the 40 as we get rolling once again. Yeah, I'm really going to try to see if we can't carve out that Gadsden scoring update because that's going to be a big one, like you said, Joe. But Brooks going to re-tee it up here from the 35. You think they try to pull the onside again, or is that hand been shown?
The hand's been shown.
So he'll line it up here as Chiles has 2 men deep. It's going to be Aiken and Dickey back to return. Back at the 5-yard line, Brooks gives it a blast here. And they'll be able to get this one. Picks it up inside the 10. Dickey trying to come to the near side. Comes back against the grain. 25. And he's brought down just short of the 30. Penalty flag from the back coming in late. As we get a little extracurriculars going on. I mean, he's looking right down the pipe at that one, Joe. Is that, we thinking face mask or some kind of holding here potentially for?
Or illegal block in the back.
Because this one came, the penalty flag that was sitting here, he was
way
back
down here.
Yeah.
It was the ref farthest from everybody.
He was way back on the Leon side of the field. But he was, like we said, he was looking right down the pipe at that one. And it's going to be a
holding
mark off on Chiles here as they back this up inside their own 20. Ball's going to go all the way back to the 18-yard line. So a good look for the Leon defense to start things out here in half number 2. So 11:49 here to go in quarter number 3. Hartung. It's going to be a give to Jones. Head first down, strong rush there. Pick up about 6 for Jones on the rush, and it's Jalen Jones. What was his first half rushing total here,
4
Joe?
carries for 21.
Of course, getting the second half started well for him off the rush. Second down ball at the right hash mark, just over the 25 at the 26. Handoff. This one's to Trey Jones out to the perimeter. First down and then some. Ushered out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. First down yardage enough to move the chains there for the Timberwolves.
Gain of 9.
Of course, Timberwolves in the off-white and maroon, going right to left here in quarter number 3, south to north geographically. So Both the Jones brothers in the backfield here with Hartung. This one give to Trey again. This time he's coming near side, the left side of the formation offensively for Chiles. Diving forward over the 40 to about the 42. Good pick of about 7 there. Set up a very manageable second down here for the Timberwolves.
I like the push left side of the Child's offensive line on these plays here. They're trying a little misdirection here also.
Get the good surge going. Here's the ball now on the 42. Need the 45 for the first down. Here, the right side of the offensive line on top of that Gabi Cougar logo, right up the middle. They're looking to plunge. Looks like they give him 2 yards on forward progress. So set up a 3rd and 1. That was Jalen Jones on the rush. It's a 3rd and very short, dead center of the field coming here for the Timberwolves.
He now has 6 carries for 29. 3rd down and 1, myriad of possibilities you can do on 3rd and 1.
Lone receiver far side is Sumner. 2 backs back here, both of the Jones brothers. Going to be Trey. He's got an avenue into enemy territory inside the 40, but penalty flag on the field, Joe. Penalty flag thrown right about the 46-yard line on Leon's side of the field as the referees conference.
Yep.
Going to be holding on Timberwolves, so 10 yards from the spot. So it's going to set up a lot longer 3rd down, so opportunity here for the Leon defense. Joe, who we've seen hold before halftime, have a couple big stops, generating a couple turnovers here.
They're doing nice jobs. Nice job so far.
There you go. So it'll be a 3rd and 2 as the holding evidently occurred downfield, so it's only a loss of 1. Big picture from the previous line of scrimmage. This one give once again to Jones. This time he's going to the far side. They once again seal the corner over midfield. 45-40, 35-30. Jones inside the 20. And the Timberwolves will be tackled down by the 15. Trey Jones with a big rush there, Joe, as he gets into enemy territory, and Timberwolves going to be sitting pretty.
They sealed the corner off, and Trey Jones just did the rest.
Absolutely. Of course, the speedster. Big old rip there. 14-yard line going.
42 on the pickup.
Timberwolves back in the red zone. That's going to put him in the conversation of 100 here for the game.
Trey Jones, 9 for 104.
There you go. So breaking the 100-yard mark with that rush. Little double reverse. Trey gives it to Toussaint in traffic. Dives head first. Pick of about 3. Get to the 11. 2nd down.
And 7.
And 7 to go here, just outside the 10-yard line. Of course, needing the 4 to move the chains.
I like that double inside handoff. It's misdirection there, and they're trying to get Leon's defense go one way, and they're going the other way.
And Toussaint's good in traffic, too. We've seen him navigate through the tackles here. Of course, that one only for 3, but some productive yards on that one. Adds a little wrinkle into this rushing attack. This one is going to be to Jones. This time they're going the other way. He goes back against the grain. 1st down, and he's looking for the goal line, but the Leon surge forces him back. But forward progress is going to sit him about the 2-yard line. A good rush there by Jones. Pickup of about 9. 1st and goal.
They faked. This time they threw a little wrinkle. They faked the double handoff, and Trey kept it this time. And if the ref doesn't get in, he might have scored.
There you go.
Ref got in the way.
So it'll put it in. 1st down and goal. Left hash mark at the 2-yard line in enemy territory. Play coming in here for the sideline. Hartung with both the Jones boys in the backfield. Jalen behind him. Trey to his left. Leon loaded up. 1 wide receiver look. Give to Trey. Going back towards the center. And Trey's in for the 2nd touchdown of his night. 2 yards out. And back to a 2-score advantage here for the Timberwolves. So, of course, there you go. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Jones able to cash this one in from 2 yards out. Stiller in for the extra point here for Chiles. Kick is up and good. He's 3 for 3 now on the evening and pushes it back to a 14-point advantage here for the Timberwolves. 7:44 remaining in the third. We're going to jump out for a quick commercial break here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
This is Sports Thread, and this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Honest Game is the clear pathway for getting in. We automate the process so the student, the parent, the coach, the counselor, and the college all get real-time.
Chiles going to get us rolling once again now with the 2-touchdown advantage. Zingstiller puts another one in the end zone for a touchback, and Leon will get things rolling here from the 20.
Trey Jones, by the way, now is 11 carries for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oof. So big night going here for Trey Jones there, Joe. Like we said, he plays his biggest games. He now has 2 touchdowns versus Madison, 2 touchdowns versus Creekside, and 2 touchdowns versus Leon. All big games, and you love when your big players show out in the biggest moments here, Joe. So we'll see how Leon's able to respond here from the 20-yard line. DeShazier out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Give to Hepburn. He's going to the left side of the formation, dropped right about the line of scrimmage. Good tackle there by Ray Smith, the junior defenseman from the Timberwolves. And they just get the football on the other side of the 20 there, Joe. So second down and long. And they're once again going to go with 3 wide look, but they're going to split Hepburn out as a wide out here near side. Bass all alone on the far side. So new tailback to the right of DeShazier. Is that Conyers, number 3? Can't really see his number. It is. And he's going to drop back and go back against the grain. It's going to be a loss on the play here. Take it back to the 17. So it's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. 3rd and 13 now upcoming for Leon. So do a little substitution here. Sumner, the sophomore wide receiver, coming out onto the field here. And the play coming in here for DeShazier. Ball currently at the 17-yard line, dead center of the field. They need to get to the 30-yard line to move the chains. Leon in their own territory. And it's going to be 6:10 and counting to go here in the third quarter. And the handoff is to Hepburn, coming near side, and looks like he's able to just get back to the line of scrimmage.
The line of scrimmage.
And so it'll be 4th down. They bring out the punting unit here for Leon. So scoring update from the north side. Halftime at McClay. Monroe leads 26-0. Bobcats all over the Marauders.
We got to make sure to do one of their games before it's all said and done. This is a team I want to see.
There you go.
I've heard a lot about this team.
Good rolling so far this season. Of course, only the 2 losses of those really big programs, one out in Alabama, and then one Pace Big 7A school. Brooks with a blast into Chiles territory. Bounces on the 45 and is fumbled again. They track him back inside the 35, and he's dropped at the 33 with forward progress. Once again, dangerous living in the Leon Lion punt team almost came away with another recovery there, Joe. As another boot here from Brooks will pin the Chiles Timberwolves back on their side of the field.
And I said it in the first half. The thing to do on punts like that, just get away. Just get away. If you're going to try to feel it, and you got defenders coming down on you, that's a very dangerous play you're doing here. And a lot of times, something bad can happen.
There you go. So we'll get another scoring update. We were talking a lot of District 2 7A here, Joe. We got a halftime score down from Gainesville, 55-7. Buchholz all over for us. That'll be running clock second half. So that's almost assuredly a district championship for Buchholz. And looks like we're staying out of the three-way tie territory here. Go down, see if we can sneak a couple other scoring updates while we have a little opportunity as we switch possessions. Madison up 26-14 over Bradford at halftime. Wakulla up 14-0 out in Pensacola. Game still in second quarter. Back here, Chiles and Leon. Two-possession game here. Chiles looking to add to the lead here. Leon defense still in this ball game, Joe. Opportunity to stand tall, give the ball back to the offense. Jones trying to hit the perimeter. He went over 100 yards rushing for the game on their last drive as he dives forward just short of the 40-yard line. Good pickup there for Jones on the first play of this possession. Their second of the second half. Here
Gain of
with
6.
4:45 and counting to go in quarter number 3. A lot of Jones this evening here, Joe. Some Trey, some Jalen. Hartung, this one's going to give it to Toussaint. He's going to go try to hit the perimeter, cut back against the grain. 45, first down, and he's tackled into the Leon bench here, but enough to move the chains on the rush. About 9 on the gain here, just short of midfield. Another first down here for the Timberwolves. Scrolling down, getting some more scoring updates. Third quarter action. Godby leading Arnold 27-20. So Cougars trying to scrape an at-large bid out in 5A. Still no score being reported from Gadsden Mosley. Trying to get an update on that one. So left hash mark as Chiles is going south to north, right to left in their off-white uniforms, maroon helmets. Maroon numerals on those jerseys. And I believe that's the first one here for Chiles in the second half. Is that correct, Joe?
That is correct.
Absolutely. So why don't we go ahead and take a time out with them. Come back on the other side of the break.
Moss Acura is simply the best around, and this year our goal is to be the best Acura dealership in the nation. At Moss Acura, every vehicle features Moss Care, exclusive to Moss Acura. Moss Care provides added features and benefits to both protect and enhance your investment. Benefits such as lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, identity protection, and so much more. Plus, with all things being equal, our goal is to never lose your business over price with our best deal guarantee. Moss Acura, whatever it takes.
And we're back here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Andrew Jupe, Joe Ward, James Ward bringing you the action. First down and 10. Chiles Timberwolves up by 14. Back with the football. And we're still tracking down. And so it looks like we're still 0-0 early second quarter. A defensive battle. Gadsden currently tied up with Mosley, the 9-0 squad. And the Jaguars just stopped Mosley on a fourth down conversion. And then the Jaguars go for it on fourth down at their own 22, Joe, and get it.
Wow.
So Gadsden County playing risky on the road. They're really trying to get back into the playoffs. Here and now, Trey Jones with the rush. And a good pickup of about 6 there for Trey Jones. And that'll send
a little more
him.
than 6. The
There
guy
you go.
got about 11.
Oh, yeah, with the penalty yards. My mistake. Yeah, good catch, good catch. But that's going to put Jones up. He's going to be north of 120 now, right?
13 for 133.
Woo! 130 and counting here for Jones. So 2nd down and 4 to go for Chiles. They look like they're hitting a little bit of a groove here, Joe, and it looks like Leon needing a spark right now. Try to get a turnover or something big. A rush here by Jones will be enough for the 1st down. A little extracurricular action going on in the secondary. And bring this one back. Move the chains there for Chiles. So ball now in Leon territory, of course, the 39-yard line. 29 to get the 1st down. Ball favoring the left side of the field there as they move right to left, still here in quarter number 3. So Trey will now be behind Hartung. Jalen Jones, sidecar left, 3 wides, 2 of them to the left. Give to Trey. He's coming near side, inside the 30, and he's going to be close to the 1st down as a couple players blasting into the kicking net here for Leon. And it's going to be close, but should set up a 2nd down and short.
Short, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, give him about 2.
No, he got a couple more than that. And in fact, he got a 1st. The refs gave him a generous.
Okay.
They got him a generous spot there.
Yeah, so they move it all the way up to the 29, and they say 1st down.
But it did look like to be the right call.
So keep on trucking here. Another 1st down for the Timberwolves. 2 wide receivers now going to the right side of the formation. Jones up the middle. Good stop. Two-till and a couple others here for the Leon Lions. Coming in to clean it up is Malachi Segura, the senior as well. So a couple seniors and some reinforcements in from Leon. They stand that one up there in the middle of the formation. So pushing back to about the 30-yard line here.
Loss of 1.
So a little bit of a formational switch here for the Timberwolves. They're going to bring on tight end Jimmy Mabry, number 23. He's going to fall into this left side of the formation. And then you have Toussaint out here to the left and Ryan Sumner, the sophomore, wide out to the right. A little bit of play action. Hit Jalen Jones in space, inside the 20, inside the 15. Shakes the tackle inside the 10. And he's dropped on the far side there by Segura on the bring down. But it'll be a 1st down and goal for the Timberwolves.
Nice play call. Little play action. Get Jalen on a little rollout. And Jalen did the rest. Gain of 21. Hartung is now 4 of 8 for 125.
Ooh. And it's going to be a give to Trey. He's going to go right down Main Street. Pickup of about 5 into the 4-yard line.
Gain of actually 1, even though it looked like he gained further, but it was only about 1 yard.
Must have got a slide on the turf there. So put him just inside the 5-yard line here for 2nd down and goal. And they got the tight end here on the left side of the line. Here's Mabry. And it's going to be right up the middle, and Jalen Jones into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. Total of 4. Both the Joneses now with 2 TDs on the ground. 59.6 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Chiles now with their largest lead of the game as it balloons up to 20.
A little cross block action there between the guard and center. Open up a nice little hole for Jalen Jones to walk right through.
Extra point from Engsteller is up and is good. So he's 4 for 4 on the evening. And we will take a little break, jump out with him here at the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, 93.3 Real Talk.
There's not a lot of places you can go where exactly what they put on their signs is exactly what you get in your food. So many people think that the way I eat and the way I train and a lot of things I do in life are because of sports. I want to be as healthy 50 years from now because every day that God gives me, I want to make the most of that.
Clean juice, healthy, fast, organic food.
And back here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week here from Gene Cox Stadium. Good one going here. Chiles able to add another touchdown. So Jalen Jones, his second touchdown, joins Trey Jones, who already had touchdowns. This one from 5 yards out on the rush, right down the middle. Of course, extra point by Engstiller was good, so he's 4 for 4 on the evening. Kick into the end zone, and it bounces by Bass and will be a touchback here as Leon will start things out at the 20-yard line. So a good one going up just north of the border there, Joe. Thomas County Central 21, Bainbridge 21 at halftime for those who dabble in a little South Georgia action.
Big game for us. That's a big game for us, too, because of the potential tiebreaker.
There you go. Of course, you're speaking of K-Row.
I'm
yes.
speaking of K-Row. We're already in the clubhouse for the week.
So, of course, try to get some other area scores here. Just checked in, according to the Panama City beat reporter out there for high school prep. Still 0-0 Mosley and Gadsden. That's second quarter. Defensive slugfest out there. Reverse coming on the far side. It's Myrick getting a little real estate here, but it's going to be a penalty flag on the field. Oh, scoring update down from Weewa, Joe. We were waiting for that scoring update. Taylor County up 16-0. Bulldogs over the Gators. Of course, a big one down in 1A.
That's part of that conference playoff deal.
Yeah.
What's the name of that conference?
Sunshine State Athletic Conference. Scoring update out from Choctaw Rickards. The Raiders lead the Indians 21-14.
Good game out there.
There you go. Choctaw's good. They gave Lincoln a real push a couple weeks ago. 31-21 was that final. Lincoln prevailed. Of course, Lincoln defeating Rickards by a couple touchdowns last week here from Gene Cox Stadium. So we knew, based on those two games, or what we thought we knew, Joe, that Rickards and Choctaw would have a good ball game themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So penalty yard is going to put them all the way back to the 11. Still need to get to the 30-31, but
officials timeout.
It's going to be a little officials timeout. So we got to check back in, see if we can't get any more updates. Some of these later starting games are coming into halftime. Godby Arnold now in the second half. 27-20. Cougars leading the Marlins. Opportunity for Godby to end or extend their winning streak to 3 here, catching a little heat at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So check out some other ones. Let's try to blast back in, see if we can't get an update on that Mosley game here. Of course, from the Panama City beat recorder. Oh, so Gadsden in the danger zone. First and goal at the Mosley 6. 35 seconds before halftime. That game is still 0-0 out at Mosley. Of course, the Jags trying to fight into some playoff position, and they're giving undefeated Mosley all they can handle, Joe.
That would be major points for Gadsden.
Absolutely.
If they'd knock them off.
Of course, we got to carry that Big Bend flag, man. There are only 4A team currently on the outside looking into the playoff picture with the RPI rankings. So, of course, looks like we have our situation organized here as we get ready to roll here. Looks like we had a little tangle in the chain or something of the sort. Joe? Need to get all the way to the 30. Once again, here back up just outside the 10. It's going to be a rush. It's going to be Hepburn to the left side, just outside the hash marks. diving forward over the 15, get him to about the 17. So carve into that yardage deficit to be gained there. So now they'll need about 13 here. Now on second down.
I'd seen trying to get one out to the perimeter. They've mostly been running either left side or up the middle. We'll see if they can get more going near as coming toward us.
There you go. 10 seconds left here in the quarter. Leon does not have to run a play if they do not elect to do so. And it looks like that will take us into the final frame of action. And it will. So we're going to go ahead and jump out for a quick commercial break here in the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. 28-7. Chiles leads Leon here in the rivalry game on a Friday night under the lights. Timberwolves trying to stay alive in the playoff fight here in the second to last week of the season. Come right on back on the other side of the...
Let's get back to living and let White as Snow Cleaning and More help you along the way. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean. Our staff is both professional and dependable. Whether it's residential or commercial, no job is too big nor too small. Call us for a free estimate, 850-866-2031. White as Snow Cleaning and More is committed to a higher standard of clean so you can get back to living.
And so we flip sides of the field, getting ready to start quarter number 4. Here, Lions still with the football as they get rolling. Still got some time to operate. Here, Joe, second down and long conversion on the way. 12 minutes to go. We've seen some wild ones over the years, Joe, so not going to rule out the Lions here yet on week 10 of the season. So shotgun look, it's going to be a give to Hepburn, trying to carve out some real estate in traffic. And it looks like he'll get back to the line of scrimmage on that one. It's going to set up a third down and long here for Leon.
Line of scrimmage, yeah. Total offense as we start the fourth quarter. Chiles, 330 yards, 149 of it is by Trey Jones.
Oof.
Leon's only got 59.
Wow. And so it's going to be officially Gadsden is held to a field goal, but does take a 3-0 lead just before halftime. They lead 9-0 Mosley on the road. Jags trying to stay alive in the 4A playoff picture. Third and long to go here for Leon. It's going to be a keeper. DeShazier trying to find a little crease. Gets out to the 25. But he's going to be about 5 yards short of the yardage to go. And we should see the punting unit here for Leon as we go under 11 minutes to play here in the ballgame.
DeShazier is now 10 carries for 32.
It's Alejandro Alonso hit that 18-yard field goal there for Gadsden. So back, Brooks here from the 11-yard line. Had a monster day punting the football. Little bit of time going here. He hit that one, bounces back about the 35.
He could have took off running with the football. He could have took off running with the ball. Chiles was already going back to set up the return. Brooks would have had monster yards.
And it's going to be back Chiles on their own 37 to get rocking and rolling. And they'll start at the right hash mark here with their largest lead of the game here, Joe. Trying to add to it, 10:09 to go here in the fourth quarter. So we'll see what the Chiles offense has ready to go here. Hartung Out of the shotgun. Football's on the ground. Jones picks it back up. Finds a little crease here in the defense over midfield and into Leon territory. Another big rush here by Jones. He'll get right around 20 on that one.
He fumbled the ball and still had time to pick it up. And then then a big hole opened up.
It's almost like on the kickoffs, Joe. You know, sometimes if the ball gets fumbled on the kickoff, you get the gunners kind of out of their lanes, and then you get a little crease there. Looked to be something similar here on that one, and that's got to have Jones, what? He's up about 170 for the game.
18 for 171.
Ooh, 29 yards away from a 200-yard rushing game.
There's
a big one.
Timeout, I think. Or, yeah, injury timeout, and it's Trey Jones.
Big one here for Jones as Trey's helped off the yardage here. And he's walking over gingerly. He's had a monster day. Like you said, read that back one more time, Joe.
18 carries, 171.
Oof, and 2 touchdowns to add to it. Monster day here for Trey. As he just makes it off the other sideline. So they'll bring in the speedy sophomore receiver, Ryan Sumner, and they'll go one back set here. It's Jalen Jones. So they'll split out 4 wide, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Ball at the right hash mark here. Quick hitter to Aiken. And he's got a little avenue inside the 30, inside the 25, inside the 20, 15, 10. One man to beat,
Touchdown.
and he stretches it over, and they give him the touchdown. Dial it up for 41.
There is a flag.
Penalty flag on
Coming
the field.
Back.
On the perimeter. Oof, that was a big one there, Joe. Looks like they'll be walking that one back.
And this will be a spot foul also. But you see the difference. They run this receiver screen. He had momentum coming forward. It makes it an easier play.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my man. So, of course, going to bring that one back with the penalty yardage here. So,
but
it looks like it happened about 8 yards down the field. So, right as he was getting to that second level, it looks like they tagged him up. So, big picture, it's only going to be a loss of 2 here.
It was at second level when the penalty happened.
8 yards down the field, so to be back for a 1st and 12. And the give is to Jones. This one's Jalen. He's going to be up to the 40-yard line. He's stood up by a couple Lions. Malachi Segura leading the tackle for Leon.
Gain of 3.
And I'm trying to keep an eye on and see if I can get a picture of the Chiles sideline. I can't see number 1 over there to see if they're giving some attention or if he's walking around.
He's walking around.
Okay, so you can see him back in the back there.
I can see him about to line up with about the 49.
Okay. And this one's going to be a give to Sant with a little space here. Find it a crease to 35. Good 5-yard pickup here for the Timberwolves. Give him a 3rd down and manageable. Of course, Jones, easy spot on that far sideline with the pink tape on those cleats there, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps us out a little bit. But good to see him walking around and shaking it off. So just inside the 35, ball at the left hash. Chiles in Leon territory. Marching. 7:55 and counting here. Final frame of action. Toussaint in motion. Play action. Hartung. He's got 2 men deep. He splits the difference, and it looks like it's an incomplete pass. Malik Jackson in coverage there for Leon. Was that the tight end, Mabry, he was looking for?
Yeah.
23, yep. So he was trying to hit the junior tight end over the middle. Him and Aiken both in the area.
Which is never a good thing. You cannot have 2 receivers in the same vicinity of the football. Never a good thing.
And so Jackson, of course, looming back there deep for Leon to make sure that wasn't completed. 7:43 here now to go 4th down. And Coach Pettis says they're going for it. Offense on the field. Trying to ice this one. Motion from Toussaint. Give to Jalen left side. And he looks to be, they're going to mark him short. If the side judges is going to keep it. It looks like they're outside the 31 and they're going to give him the 32-yard line, and Leon going to stand him up on downs.
Good job by the Leon defense.
There you go. Great surge and tackle. Take down Jalen against his momentum, too. They got him, ripped him back there. And Leon able to turn over Chiles, keep it at a 3-possession game. So they're going to start things out at the 32-yard line on their own side of the field here. And DeShazier and the boys in red going to come back out for another offensive possession. Trying to score here in half number 2. Of course, they had the short touchdown going in half number 1, Joe. Back in, I believe it was quarter number 2.
It was in quarter number 2.
That they were able to cash that one in, and it's been 14 unanswered for Chiles since then. 1 score by Trey Jones, 1 score by Jalen Jones in the third quarter. Neither team able to score here in the 4th frame of action. 28-7, your current score line. Timberwolves over the Lions. Shazier give to Hepburn. He's going to start to his left, cut back to his right, try to carve up the middle, but he stopped after about a 1-yard gain. There in the middle of the field. Gets it out to about the 33. Ball still favoring the right side of the field, not quite to the hash mark out there on the far side, as Leon goes right to left, south to north here in the quarter number 4, or final frame of action. So 2 wide receiver set. It's Bass to the far side, Myrick, and just as I say that, Hepburn's going to come out, and they're going to bring the fullback, Ritter, in sidecar right of DeShazier. He's going to look.
Procedure offense.
Look to set up the quick screen here, and DeShazier takes off and runs. Penalty flag on the field here in the near sideline.
Myrick, who was the back receiver down nearest to us, was not set.
So they're going to charge him up here. See if we can't try to sneak in some score updates. Wakulla adds a touchdown. They now lead Pensacola 21-0 on the road. So they're taking care of business. Still in district play for them, though they have secured the district championship already. Madison still 26-14 lead over Bradford. Like we said, Gadsden leads Mosley 3-0 halftime. 9-0 Mosley. Rickard's up 21-14 on the road at Choctaw. Monroe up 26-0 at McClay. And Gobby up 27-20 versus Arnold. So Max Protect look here, back each side of DeShazier. 3 wide, quick hitter to Myrick. And first tackle to the scene, and here comes the rest of the pack of Timberwolves here. Great individual effort there by Ken Henry, the junior DB, to wrap that one up and force the negative play. Going to set up a 3rd down and 17 now for the Lions.
You see the difference? The screens Chiles ran, receiver is coming forward, and it's momentum.
Yep, hits him in motion.
The 2 screens Leon has run, the receiver is having to stand there waiting for the ball.
Get the jump start going, absolutely. So ball now at the left hash mark, 3rd and 17, as we said. Need to get to the 42. Ball currently marked at about the 25. Handoff to Hepburn. He's going to go back to the far side of the field to the right. Tumble over the 25. Pickup of about 1. And we'll bring up 4th down, and the special teams unit led by Jack Brooks. As we tumble under 5.5 to play here in the final frame. So I want to see if we can get the rest of that 7A playoff picture going here, Joe. While we have the opportunity, we can do a little scoreboard watching for Chiles. What do you think?
Why not?
We dive under 5 minutes to play. Play clock at 2. And flag on the play. And a little bit of decision if They'll mark it off against Chiles on the illegal substitution there. So push them up to about the 30-31 here on 4th down. And it's Dickey back to return here for Chiles as well as Aiken. 2 on the far side, 18 here near side. Brooks' heels about the 17. Gives it a blast, bounces the 40. Couple down, bounces Chiles, touches it on top of it. Leon had a shot. Did they recover?
Yes, they did.
And they had it, and it looks like it slipped out. Was he able to regain possession there?
Leon's got it.
Leon, and they do. Excellent effort, man, on the scene there. It's going to be Caleb Smith, the senior, scooping up the fumble recovery. Big-time play there for Leon. And for the second time, they recover a muff punt.
It's one, I say it again, on punts like that, get out of the way. There's a code word everybody uses called Peter. You get, when you yell it out, they're not yelling it out. And that gets returner out of the way because that's dangerous what they're doing.
That's the second time that touched a punt, and Leon, last time it happened, Leon cashed it in for their touchdown, so we'll see if they're able to establish a little momentum, little spark here for Leon. Another turnover for Chiles. A low snap to Shazier, just going to scoop it up off the ground and see what he can get. He'll pick up about 1 there on 1st down.
No gain.
So 3:35 and counting here. So we're going to try, like we said, Joe, to check back in on those 7A ranks. See if we can't do a little scoreboard watch and see what the picture is looking here in Region 1 up in Florida's Northwest. 2nd down and long here for Leon. Ritter, tight end, H-back left. DeShazier on the reverse. Myrick, football's on the ground. Hepburn and Myrick scaring back up. Hepburn picks it back up, and it looks like it's going to be almost enough for a 1st down. And Hepburn just playing emergency football there, Joe. Picks up a solid rush here for the Leon Lions. It's going to be a 3rd and very short. Not how Coach Jan dials it up, but, hey, it worked out there,
It
Joe.
worked. That's their longest play from scrimmage in this game.
There you go. Not the most orthodox way to pick up 8 or 9 there, Joe, but they'll take it.
But it works.
23-yard line, ball on the right hash mark. Leon deep in Chiles territory. Just off the muff punt here. Play clock down to 2. They get the snap off. It's going to be a keeper. DeShazier had a crease. 5-10, touchdown, out from 21 yards out. The longest play from scrimmage for Leon all night, and DeShazier gets into the end zone, cuts it back to a 2-possession game. Quarterback keeper right down Main Street there, Joe. And it came 6th touchdown of the year for DeShazier.
And the thing was, it came to this side of the field.
Yep.
Quite frankly, I don't understand why Leon hasn't run more plays toward this side tonight.
So bring Brooks on out for the PAT. As that one with 2:10 remaining in the 4th gets it back to a 2-possession game. And the hold is down. Extra point kick is up and good. So Brooks stays perfect on the season. 10 for 10 on PATs. And it gets to an even 2-touchdown, 2-extra-point deficit here as Leon now all 14 points off of turnovers. Here, we're going to jump out for a quick commercial break on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week.
This is Sports Thread, And this is the new free Sports Thread app, changing recruiting forever.
Once again, here we go. Know the name, know the flow.
The first social network made for athletes, where you can show your talent.
Thought I was weak, huh? You ain't see the work I put in all week, huh?
And where you can be seen by athletes, fans, and coaches nationwide. Upload all your stats to the app. Get exposure to college coaches. Get clout. And get certified with a check mark that will change your life. Join the squad. Download the Sports Thread app today. Sports Thread, it's always free.
Back here for the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Leon, fresh off a big touchdown here by Centel DeShazier. A little pooch over the top. This is hot if they could get it for an onside kick. Almost able to get down there. Definitely gave him a chance at it. Makai Black, the junior cornerback in the area for Leon, almost coming away with the onside kick. A little jawing here in the rivalry game to be expected. So we talked about the playoff picture here for Chiles, currently sitting in 11th and 7A. Of course, some work to do, but still an opportunity. So teams in front of them in their area: Navarre, Fletcher, Fleming Island, Nice, and Atlantic. So, of course, scoreboard watching that, Navarre leads their game over Crestview 7-6. So, of course, Chiles going to be rooting for Crestview in that one. Let's see if we can get a Fletcher score here. Fletcher trailing at Ponte Vedra, 21-7. That one is late, so that's going to help the Chiles cause. Of course, old NFC coach Steve Price over at Ponte Vedra this season. He's got a 2-touchdown lead over the Senators of Fletcher. Chiles in the here and now on first down. Going to give to the new tailback on the rush over the 35 towards the 40. It's going to be Rennell Moses, the sophomore tailback, now into the ball game. Also, I believe, new quarterback, it looks like here, Joe, I think for Chiles.
Number 13. Number 13. And
Colin Farrell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got the numbers crossed there. Yeah, number 10, the holder, Cody Abernathy, the senior, as we get corrected here. PA announcer keeping things straight. Rush over to the far side. And it's going to be Toot Hill down right around the line of scrimmage there to give him forward progress. Oh, and here comes a little extracurricular going. And so it looks like they gave him just enough on the rush. I believe it was A.J. Fernandez, number 16, the tailback for Chiles. Currently showing first down field position. And so we continue to get an update here on the playoff picture in 7A. Chiles also needs a Fleming Island loss, and that is currently happening. So the current 7-8 teams are battling. Nice leads Fleming Island. So that's also going to help out Chiles here, Joe. So they're definitely getting some help from those Jacksonville teams. So the door is open for that at-large bid here for Chiles, trying to sneak in the last 2 games of the season. It's going to make that Wakulla game really big next week for the Timberwolves.
Absolutely.
So we'll be, after they mark off the penalty yardage,
It's going to be a dead ball.
cancel them out. Huntsman sportsmanlike on Chiles, and then dead ball and sportsmanlike on Leon. And so we break even here, Joe. So both after the play, so the gained yards will stand. First down from the 43-yard line. Ball at the left hash. Abernathy on the play action bootleg to his right, and the righty going to sling it. Pass caught.
Nice pass.
And on in enemy territory here inside the 40. And catch made there by Moses, the sophomore.
And we got a flag.
Another penalty back right around the line of scrimmage.
Legal ineligible receiver downfield.
So some other score updates. Atlantic Coast, who is ahead of Chiles in 7A, currently leading First Coast 24-0. That is a final. But the way things are boiling down with Navarre, Fletcher, Fleming Island, and Nice, things looking good for the Timberwolf cause here, Joe. But first down after the penalty yardage and long back at the 38-yard line. Need to get to the 47 of Leon, so 15 to go here. In traffic goes Moses. He gets the penalty yardage back and a couple more to about the 48-yard line. Set up a more manageable second down. Scoring update. Another touchdown for Monroe. They now lead 33-0 over Maclay. 2:14 left in the third quarter. Battle in the north. Rush up the middle. Sheds one tackle. Brought down just short of the 40-yard line. Tackle made there by Kendrick Washington. And another rusher here for Chiles. Floyd with the carry.
That's going to be the ball game.
And they'll take it down to 0-0, which will be your final score here for this rivalry matchup. Chiles prevails over Leon here, the Varsity Sports Network High School game of the week. And it's going to be a 28-14 victory here as we wrap up week number 10 of the season here for the final as the teams shake hands and take care of business here going on throughout. It was a good matchup out here this evening. Here 28-14. Leon getting the late touchdown to score in the fourth quarter. How we got here, Trey Jones opened the scoring account for Chiles with an 8-yard touchdown rush in quarter number one. Put them up 7-0. We head to quarter number two, Jalen Jones. Then in the second quarter of action, second one for Chiles, doubles the delight 14-0. That was from 4 yards out. And Leon was then held to a punt, but a booming blast by Jack Brooks. Fumbled punt return back deep in Chiles territory, led to a turnover. And on the other side, Shazier was able to cash it in from 3 yards out to make it a one-possession, 14-7 ball game. That is how we head into the half, 14-7. And then on the other side of the break, Chiles came out with 14 unanswered. Once again, the Jones boys, one apiece. Trey Jones from 2 yards out, Jalen Jones from 5 yards out, pushed the score to 28-7. And then in quarter number four, Shazier dials in his second touchdown rush of the game. 28-14, your final score. So Leon will get pushed to 1-7 on the season. Chiles will get bumped up to 4-5. And a good one here for these teams in a rivalry matchup. And it's going to keep Chiles in that playoff conversation as they try to steal an at-large bid here in 7A. Try to get some scoring updates here from around the area. Madison still up 26-14 on Bradford. Wakulla up 21-7 at halftime over Pensacola. Rickard still leads 21-14 over Choctaw. Gadsden still leads 3-0. They're still at halftime out in Mosley. Monroe Day 33-0 over Maclay. Godby adding out a couple more touchdowns. They start to widen the gap. They lead Arnold by 19, 45-26 as the Cougars starting to flex out there in the Panhandle. Continuing down, Taylor County 24-8 is their lead. And of course, the game between Florida High and FAMU DRS going to be canceled out here this week. So both teams resuming action next week to finish out the season for Week 11. But what we got here for the numbers before we put a bow on this thing, Joe?
Leon only ended up with 3 first downs for the night, 36 rushes for 94 yards. Hepburn led them with 19 carries for 41 yards. Passing 3 of 3 for only 2 yards for a total of 96. For Chiles, 15 first downs, 37 rushes for 264. Passing 5 of 10 for 125 for a total of 389. Trey Jones, 18 for 171. And Jalen Jones, 2 catches for 59, led them.
There you go. So Chiles coming out with a big victory.
And they keep their playoff hopes alive.
There you go. So as we said, if you're a Chiles fan, you want to be scoreboard watching here. You're going to be rooting against Navarre, Fletcher, Fleming Island, Nice, and Atlantic down the stretch here. Still an outside chance to get things rolling here for a at-large playoff berth. Any final thoughts here, Joe, for this one?
Chiles is catching fire at the right time. I like the Jones brothers here, Trey and Jalen. They had a good game tonight. Hartung, nice job quarterbacking, making good decisions and all. Leon, they got to show how to throw the football. Here, 3 for 3 for 2 yards that's not going to get it.
Absolutely. They're loading up on the run, but a valiant effort here by Leon. 14 on the board. Of course, putting up 2 touchdowns in the end zone here and a good response. And turned over Chiles. What was it, 4 turnovers?
3 turnovers.
3 turnovers here for Chiles, the 2 punts, and then, of course, the 1 fumble. And so Leon giving a good battle. They still have one more game.
Hard. They played hard. They played hard. They gave it a great effort.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, the defense put in work. The offense got in 2 touchdowns. It's their 4th highest scoring out, or tied their 3rd highest scoring output of the season. So some positives to take into the final game. They will host JP2 on senior night back on campus for Leon. And on the other side, Chiles battling Wakulla.
Going to be a huge game.
Have to have it here for the Timberwolves. Make sure to check up for some other updates in the area. We'll try to keep you posted on the area action. A lot of teams out in the Panhandle. But for this one, Joe Ward, James Ward, Andrew Jupe, 28-14. Chiles prevails over Leon. So thank you, however you joined us here on the Varsity Sports Network High School Game of the Week, simulcast on 93.3. So thank you to our buddies at Real Talk Radio for having us aboard. Have a great rest of your weekend.